Good morning, everybody. It's 7 a.m. on Friday, October 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see clear skies with a high of 88. Coming up on OTB, presented by All-Star Toyota, Shea Dixon of Go 24/7 joins the show at 7:30. Jake Crane also joins the show at 8:30 to talk some college football. And at 9:30, we make some weekend picks in the latest edition of the D-Generation Dome. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or watch us live on YouTube for new content posted every day. You can also check us out on Cox Sports Television. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
What's up, y'all? Welcome in Off the Bench. It is Friday, 7 a.m. Let's go. The vibes are immaculate today. Why? Because we had some great team bonding last night, eating delicious Mexican food and drinking delicious margaritas as Danny and Mario spoke Spanish to one another, as all the old people just talked about kids constantly, and they were like, what the hell are we doing here? We're both young. We don't have kids. Let's just practice our Spanish. Danny claims that he was watching Mexico on his phone. I didn't see it.
I definitely did not see that.
I did not see it.
The only thing I saw was me updating him with the U.S. score every time that they scored. That's really the only part of soccer that I saw there at Superior last night, Danny.
I was watching it. I put the phone on my lap, and I was watching it the whole time.
No. Do not believe it. But either way, great time last night, boys. It was a lot of fun, and it got my mind right for this weekend. A weekend in which there's a ton to do, okay? I mean, as we're going to break down today, not only is it another excellent slate of college football, I think it's actually way better than last week because the games, I think, are going to be a bit more competitive, perhaps, the big ones at least. And you got a full NFL Sunday, which is always incredible and comes with its own twists and turns. The baseball playoffs have now begun in earnest. Your Braves taking the mound today. Jake, if you're a League of Legends fan, the League of Legends World Championships are going on. Of course, there's and then LSU baseball. You have 3 scrimmages open to the public. If you want to go see the new era of LSU baseball, all 3 days this weekend, you can go watch them play for free admission, free parking, and go watch Jacob Berry and Jay Johnson. And like I said, just a new era. So it is going to be a fantastic sporting weekend. I'm hyped for it.
Oh, without question, so many different things going on. It's always that time of year. I know a lot of people don't dive into Major League Baseball, but I will be locked in with the way the Braves exited the playoffs last year, up 3-1 against the Dodgers. They blow it. Dodgers go on and win the World Series. I fully believe the Braves would have won that World Series. Not as many people are as high on this Braves team. That's usually when they actually do something. So looking forward to that.
I thought the Braves have already made it. I thought this is what they were looking for. I thought just making the playoffs was enough with this Braves team.
It was, but now we're here.
Okay.
You know how that is.
Okay. See what happens.
Like the expectation level changes.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah,
and the Pokemon 25th anniversary celebration drops today. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, you joke, but
25 years.
Yeah. And that actually makes sense because I'll never forget.
More like 20.
I'll never forget being 8 years old and Pokemon was the hotness and I didn't have it yet. And I came down from school one day and out of nowhere, my mom had surprised me. They blew me away. Now, she probably regretted it because later that day she was trying to get me to go outside. And I was like, okay, I'm going. And then I snuck back inside, locked myself in a closet with a flashlight and just kept playing for hours and hours and hours. Like I was literally hiding in a broom closet with a flashlight with the old big gray Game Boy.
I can see bowl cut T-Bob hiding in a closet with a flashlight like up against his neck.
Yep, that's exactly
screaming like, I'll be right there.
No, I couldn't scream. I had to stay quiet at that point.
Yeah, but
so I was hiding
sooner or
out.
later she caught you.
It's like Shawshank Redemption. I don't think she ever called me, actually. Now that I think about it, she never did. But, man, that's awesome as well. Rivers already in the chat saying, not going to lie, those Margs got you, girl. They didn't get me because I'm responsible, and I drank a ton of My High before I went to bed. So I'm feeling good. Let's go ahead and dive in to some headlines.
OTB headlines are brought to you by Barbecue Guys. Barbecue Guys, for those who are born to grill. Visit bbqguys.com to learn more.
People are saying this baseball jersey I have on is very clean. Jake got this for me as a gift. Very kind gift. Where did you get this from?
Where I get all my stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, so a little connection. So this is not like publicly available.
That's
wow.
I'm pretty sure that
My
at
bad.
some point, Nolan Cain wore that inside the box.
Oh, okay. Wait. So their jerseys don't button up?
No.
Whoa. I am shocked. I'm a little shook. So this is authentic.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody was asking me if it was
like-
authentic, and I was like, it's got like sewed on, but it's not buttoned up, so I didn't think it was.
No,
Because these are fake buttons. Otherwise, you know me, you'd all be seeing chest hair right now.
No, that's real.
Oh, hell yeah. So I got like a real jersey on.
Yes.
Oh, nice, dude. Even cooler. I had no idea.
And two-stepping over here, T.
So thank you. Even more than what I thanked you before, I guess. Sorry, that comment from Lance Richard. I can't read that on air. That's why you should be in the YouTube chat. Hit the like button. In LSU football headlines, Joseph Evans confirmed out. No surprise here. He wasn't practicing, which means, though, if you look at the starters that are now out, Major Burns, Joseph Evans, those are the new ones. Of course, Andre Anthony remains out with an ACL injury or a knee injury. I don't know if it's ACL. And then Derek Stingley Jr. We never mentioned it, I don't think, but Stingley had a procedure on his foot. So, not going to be back anytime soon, if back at all. How do you feel about Evans and Burns being out?
I think Joe Evans is a good player, but I think you got so much depth there. That's a position where you can absorb a loss like that. With Major being out, it's a little bit different because that's a position you're thin at. Like you were waiting so long to get Jay Ward back. You get him back. Todd Harris looks like he'll be back. Will he be the starter? He's missed multiple games. Sage Ryan is someone we heard Coach O talk about.
Yeah.
He dressed
We'll
for
talk
the
about
first
him.
time last week, so perhaps he can give you some meaningful snaps. Langlois is somebody that's available now as well. We've seen him on some special team stuff, so it's going to be a young guy in there. Again, though, if you have to have a new safety, this is a good team to play, knowing they want to run the football.
Yeah.
Right? You still got to have your run fits and all of that, but as far as throwing the ball down the field, like if this was 2 weeks ago and you're going to Starkville and Major Burns is out, then it's a different conversation. I mean, Cam Lewis might be available to play some safety as well.
We'll talk about Sage Ryan more coming up next segment at 7:15. In New Orleans Saints news, J.T. Gray has entered the injury report with a back injury as he missed practice. J.T. Gray for the Saints, 81 special team snaps, second only to Caden Ellis. Of course, Eric McCoy, Teron Armstead, Will Lutz remain out, while Marshawn Lattimore, despite his hand injury, was back to full go. The Saints will take on the Washington football team this Sunday. And Thursday Night Football last night, the Los Angeles Rams beat the Seattle Seahawks 26-17. And in a scene that will feel very familiar to Saints fans, this time it was the Seahawks franchise quarterback Russell Wilson who hurt his finger on Aaron Donald's helmet. So Wilson leaves the game with a badly sprained finger. Geno Smith comes in, plays pretty well.
He did.
Even with a bad pick that kind of cost the game at the end, but still played pretty well, all things considered. And there's no timeline for how long Russell Wilson will be out just yet. But what it means is now the Rams, with Matt Stafford and the very weird team-building strategy of just foregoing all first-round picks, are now up to 4-1. 4-1, looking good.
That's a tough division.
Yep.
I mean, we've talked about the Cardinals this week and the AFC West and the NFC West. I mean, it looks like they're going to be really competitive. I don't think it's going to be the teams that we assume. We're just going to kind of glide to the finish line and be at the top of the division. So out west, actually playing some good football.
Wait, so, okay, does anybody know? Yeah, I agree. I got distracted by Dak Cajun's comment. Yeah, what is the – I saw an argument about this. Was that guy allowed to kick the ball twice or not? Did they say no penalty on the field when he double punted it? And then
So I know we were getting a little deep last night, and when we saw that play, we were trying to figure out if it was actually a legal kick.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard. I know if you throw a pass, it gets batted down, you catch it, you can throw it again.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you really?
Yeah. Remember
Oh.
Johnny Manziel, Alabama?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, as long as it's blocked behind the line of scrimmage.
Right.
If it's
You can
blocked ahead
kick
of the
it
line
again.
of scrimmage, it's a muff.
So even if it goes
up,
forward, but it stays behind the line of scrimmage, you can kick it
you
again?
should be able to kick it again. Yeah.
How about the one-hand scoop?
I mean,
from the
that's what I'm
punter,
saying.
though?
Massive athleticism.
I mean, Andy kind of juked somebody.
Yeah.
And then he had a hell of a punt.
It was cool as hell.
Like, even if it was a wrong thing and he gets a penalty, like, just tip your cap and say, no, that's going to count.
It was
Gonna count that
athletic,
one.
regardless. Yeah. So that was a good game though last night. Of course, Thursday Night Football's actually been pretty solid this year.
Yeah, real quick, Mike Pereira said on the broadcast, according to NFL Rule 9, a second punt is legal so long as the ball does not cross the line of scrimmage.
Oh.
Had the ball crossed the line and Dixon punted again, the second kick would have resulted in a 10-yard penalty.
Okay, there you go. So it plays, dude. I mean, here it is. Watch this scoop. Chunk. Easy money. Don't. Oh, did he cross the line? I can't tell. In World Cup qualifying last night, USA 2, Jamaica 0 as Pepe captures himself another brace. That's all he does, just dominate. Just 18 years old, became the second youngest player in USMNT history, score in back-to-back games, and the second youngest, only behind Pulisic, to have a multi-goal game in a World Cup qualifier. I can't help it. Is the U.S. entering a golden generation? Well, let's look at the 49th minute goal, Danny, where 20-year-old Barca right back Sergio Dest passes it to 18-year-old Valencia midfielder Yunus Musa, then plays it back out to Dest, who then sends it into 18-year-old Pepe's head for the goal. Not a single one of them can legally drink in the States,
I mean, just
Danny.
the fact that you said Barcelona, right? I mean, that's what got it
Valencia.
started. Valencia there in the midfield, and then somebody who's very soon going to be playing for Bayern Munich, probably.
It's different than
That's
when
the
you talk about
rumors.
Team Mexico and it's like the LA Galaxy, to
The
Chicago
Colorado
Fire,
Rapids,
and the Columbus
San Jose
Crew,
Earthquakes.
That's not even true. But
and
okay.
the New York Red Bulls. Are they still a team?
They all play
Yeah.
for Spain and Portugal.
No.
No,
get out of here,
Danny.
Dude,
Danny.
look at
Oh,
the
well, guess
roster.
what? Well, then
Go
Spain
look
and
at the
Portugal
roster
leagues
right now.
suck because Mexico tied with Canada 1-1.
Go look at
last
the
night.
roster.
I'll break it. Hey, I'll break it down. I'll have it.
And now, when you look at the CONCACAF World Cup qualifying table, who sits atop it? The
Mexico.
U.S. of A. Actually, U.S. and Mexico are tied at 8 points.
Yeah,
apiece,
No, they're not tied.
Goal
It's tied.
differential,
Difference. No, it's
but the
tied.
goal
It's
differential
tied 8-8.
goes to the
Not tied.
U.S.
It's not tied.
Canada is in third, as they've actually tied both the U.S. and Mexico. Good on them. Panama in fourth. Unfortunately, Guatemala not even in this part of the qualifying. Sorry, Mario.
All good.
And it's not the golden generation. They
I
didn't even
don't
qualify
know,
for the
bro.
Olympics.
Those are a bunch of young hotheads rolling around. I don't know, Danny.
They didn't even qualify for the Olympics.
'cause all
Well,
of
because
them
they
are
were
playing for the
12 at
World
the
Cup
time,
team.
Danny. I mean, what do you mean? They
Oh,
were
yeah,
like
yeah, 'cause-
14. They're 18 now.
No.
What do you want them to do? In MLB playoff news, the Rays beat the Red Sox 5-0 in Game 1. Game 2 set for 6:02 p.m. today. Shout out to all you Astros fans. They got off to a nice start against the White Sox 6-1. Game 2 at 1 p.m. today. Game 1 of Braves Brewers at 3:37 to be
Go Charlie
exact.
Morton.
And then Dodgers at Giants at 8:30 p.m. tonight. Of course, I mentioned the crazy sporting weekend ahead. You got Fury Wilder 3 Saturday night starting at 8 p.m. When does that mean the fighters are going to fight? About 11?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Right? Which
Maybe
isn't
a
bad
little
for
bit
us. I mean, you get off, game day responsibilities. Maybe find somewhere to watch it. And then, like I said, LSU baseball, 6:30 p.m. Friday, 1:30 p.m. Saturday, 11:30 a.m. Sunday. Okay, parking and admission are free. Gates open 15 minutes before. And finally, Jake, our Tigers continue to slide on the pitch.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Losing
I
4-1 at
did
home
this.
to
It's my
Texas
fault.
A&M. LSU Tigers now just 1-4 in the SEC, having lost 4 in a row, and they got to travel to take on the 22nd ranked Auburn Tigers this Sunday.
It's my fault.
Why
Ever
is that?
since I wore the polo on the sideline,
Oh yeah,
they've lost.
way to go!
I had to switch up the mojo somehow.
You blew it.
I know. I'm taking blame for it.
Well, this team's been traditionally streaky, right? So maybe they can get back on one of those good streaks, but it's going to be tough one coming up this Sunday. All right, those are your headlines. We got our guy Shea Dixon coming up at 7:30. We got Jeff
Did you shame
Duncan.
Shea to come on last night at dinner?
Well,
Although he did offer.
he tried calling us out for not having
He
him
did.
on anymore. And I just said
look,
the
I
last
just-
couple times I asked him, maybe got left on read.
Yeah, I've always known Shea to not to be an early riser, but
Yeah.
he's like, no. I
Well,
can,
and that's the other thing, right? Like, I don't want to feel like I'm bugging people to come up here constantly. Wilder plus 250, definitely worth a shot because all it takes is a shot, says hold the Mayo. I mean, does it take a shot with Fury? I don't know.
Fury ate that last one, then the Undertaker sat up.
And that was when he was, 3 years out of the game? We'll see. I rarely care about boxing. Tyson Fury and Wilder both have those kind of over-the-top personality and resumes where it sucks you in, even if you don't care. All right, coming up next, let's get ready for this weekend. Set up Shea as well. We'll talk about some of this Kentucky game, some things you may want to see on baseball, just kind of this weekend as a whole. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
If you were born to grill, you have to go to Barbecue Guys for all your grilling and outdoor living needs. With the largest selection of top grills and outdoor products and best-in-class customer service, Barbecue Guys has it all. Visit bbqguys.com. That's bbqguys.com. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, go to Louisiana811.com. There you will find the law that we tell you about every single day. If you put a shovel into the ground in the state of Louisiana, you have to dial 811 before you dig. It's the Louisiana Underground Utilities and Facilities Damage Prevention Law. Now, they do this for the safety of you and those around you. And remember, here in Louisiana, some of those buried lines are right at the surface, right? And you don't want to hit that, obviously, because it can cause harm to you, can cause damage. Same thing with water lines. Like, you don't want to be the guy in your neighborhood that hits a water line. All of a sudden, like, your yard is flooded, maybe the neighbor's yard. I mean, you might have multiple homes because of something you did. So dial 811, and because it is the law, it's easy for you. They come out, they clearly mark exactly where the buried lines are. And it's a free service. 1 to 2 business days are going to be out there, and that way you know exactly what you've got going on around your home or around your business. So go ahead, go to Louisiana811.com, dial 811 before you dig.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Sky, I've got that sunshine.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at patientplusuc.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, We've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Join us for a Football Friday edition of Hunt and Hill. Tom Hart will be on the call from Lexington. He joins us, and we're looking at Saints and football team. Noon to 2 weekdays, Hunt and Hill, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Been listening to a ton of Thriller lately. A ton of Ray Parker Jr. It's that time of year. And then a ton of this stupid song called Halloween Stomp. Oh, my God. Halloween Stomp, 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 just constantly.
What's that all about?
No, just a song that, a little kid gets fixated on, and then it's just got to be played 24/7 in the car and at home and just nonstop, just constant dancing. It's fun, though. It's all good. It's all good. No problem. I was just thinking about some of my favorite horror movies ever, and I saw a Jack Nicholson gif from The Shining on Twitter, which is probably in my top 5 horror movies of all time, right? I mean, I think that's almost like a universal opinion.
Yeah, I think so.
I think as I get older and more dad-like, I probably relate to it more and more as well, as he's kind of losing his mind. But it kind of it took my brain. How old do you think Jack Nicholson was, like in real life, when he was in The Shining?
All right, so like if I didn't know, I'd say 40.
You do know?
No, if I didn't know.
Okay, you say 40. What about you, 40. Mario?
I'd say like late 30s.
Danny?
I'd say 28.
All right. 28. Jesus. No, what? Look at him. No, 43 years old. So, Jake, you were right on, dude. There you go. Jack, 43 years old. I guess the reason why I was wondering is because it's getting to that point now. I'm going through that weird thing, and I'm sure everybody goes through this in their 30s, where I feel like all the people that I feel like used to look really old now just look my age. Yeah. And then the people that used to look my age look really young, right? Like, and Jack Nicholson is a perfect example. Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, that looks like a peer. That looks like one of my friends now, when I used to think he looked like the ultimate dad. And now you see, like, a rookie. Like, I look at Justin Herbert, and he looks like he's 12. Even though the glow-up from year 1 to year 2 on Herbert.
Big glow-up.
Fantastic, right?
Big glow-up.
Skin cleared up. Hair game's out of control. Just an alpha dominance and confidence with him in general. But yeah, so I guess Jack just sent me down a weird little thought hole. And it's at a time where going into this weekend, Jake, I'm trying to take inspiration from Lane Kiffin, okay? He has owned his foibles this last week, right? The popcorn thing, he's killed it. They're giving away free popcorn. He's doing all kind of funny social media posts. Talking about, let's not forget to plug the microwave in this weekend. They got a big game, right? They got a big game. So in the same way, if Lane could go get his ass kicked by Alabama like that and manage to kind of bounce back, keep a positive smile, well, damn it, I'm not going to take myself too serious this weekend. I'm going to love this weekend. I've earned this weekend, and I'm going to go in to this Kentucky game ready to drink beer, smoke some tobacco at Don Juan, and with my head held high. No matter what happens, I'm going to keep my head held high throughout the weekend.
Well, also, you can just assume good's going to happen.
I guess that's true, right? It's Schrodinger's
cat. Positive vibes.
Yeah.
While you're at it. And you and I were talking about this throughout the week. We were talking about it last night at dinner. Like, this game is a hard one to predict for a couple of reasons. One, these teams don't match up very often. The styles, it's a little bit of an intriguing matchup with how Kentucky wants to play offense and how you've played defense, and then flip the script, same thing on the other side of the ball. You really don't know. Like, Kentucky's really good against stopping the run, but you can't run anyways.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of unknown in this contest.
The ultimate 4D strategy.
I mean,
oh, you're good at stopping the run? Well, guess
good.
what?
We can't do it.
Joke's on you. All of that time and effort put into something that will not be relevant at all this game. Let me ask you this. Do we see the same way that people treat Mike Leach in the air raid, right? Everybody does it because we're supposed to do rush 3, drop 8. It obviously had great success against LSU last week with Derek Mason in the fourth quarter. Do you think Kentucky comes out the gates with a I mean, not every play. I don't think they're going to go like full Mike Leach air raid every play, but do you think that Kentucky works in some drop and 8 looks?
Oh, yeah.
Or how consistently then? Like pretty regularly?
Yeah. I mean, I would think so. Because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go ahead and do the thing that other teams have had success against LSU, and LSU has not been willing to show you that they will adjust and run the football, or at least attempt to run the football? Because last week, when a team was doing that against you and you had a lead, like, you still didn't run the football. Because that's kind of the faith that you have right now in that portion of your game. So Kentucky is definitely going to come out and do that. I mean, they'd be foolish not to at least have it in. And where if they had to go to it, they could just stay in that package. Because the other stuff, I mean, you can always just go back to what you've always done.
Do you think that you see LSU come out and cut out the look to the sideline stuff? Assuredly, right?
Yeah.
Like 100%.
I want to see, like, the two things I want to see more than anything in Lexington is that goes like the Great White Buffalo, just goes away. And I want to see number 21 on the field. Like, that's the two most important things I want to see.
Like, surely Corey Kiner will get the start. I mean, look, TDP still has a role. And I wouldn't mind a TDP. As a starter, you're right. Starter, whatever. Who cares, right? Starting doesn't really matter. But, like,
we've talked about it. This is
Kiner should have the most
back
touches.
Issue. This is just the best running back for what you have the ability to do.
Kiner should have the most touches. Then I would say TDP, even though they said they want to get Goodwin more touches as well. But, like, TDP's actually been fine. And he's been very good at pass protection. So, like, TDP has more value in this offense than people think. But it's just that in terms of who should get the majority of the playmaking opportunities, it should pretty clearly be Corey Kiner. Okay, so those are your main two goals. For me, yeah, you got to get rid of the look to the sideline. I want to see this LSU defense as solid as they've been. I would love, and they had the potential for this last week. They just couldn't get him on the ground. I would love for this D-line in a big game to have a takeover game sort of feel where they're just completely disruptive. I mean, it's never going to be the extent of what they were against McNeese when it was just constant pressure, 8 sacks and all that, and even Central Michigan. But and they even had like 4 early on against UCLA. So they've been good at times this year. But I would love to see if they could just have a full-on takeover. And I'll be interested to see. I mean, when you look at this Kentucky team, I don't know that LSU will be able to do this. But one thing LSU has done this year is they've started very fast. They come out locked in. Like almost every game, the defense is forced a turnover early on, and the offense has gone down and scored a touchdown for an early lead. I wonder, can you stay locked in like that? What if you can build an early lead, maybe kind of land a couple early punches, and then Kentucky, like, can you force them to a point where they feel like they have to throw the ball? It should have been a winning formula against Auburn, and you managed to pull it off. It just didn't work because Bo Nix did crazy, stupendous, tremendous plays. But, like, if you force Will Levis into a similar situation, I again think that would be a winning formula for LSU. So I'll be interested to see if they can pull it off. I mean, you shut down Tank Bigsby and company. Can you shut down Chris Rodriguez? I don't know.
And I want to see.
I mean, Kentucky's line's way better than Auburn's.
They are. They're much, much better. It's not even really close. But I want to see what the game plan is going to be defensively, knowing that, you know, what they can do extremely well is run the football, and they're okay in the passing game. Like, this feels like a game where I go in, and even though I know Will Levis can make some plays, like, all right, I'm down a starter in the defensive backfield, I'm really going to try to stop the run. Like, I'm really going to create my scheme, maybe add another guy closer to the line of scrimmage, whatever that might be, to stop the run and make Will Levis beat me. Again, I know you're down a defensive back, but still, like, you have got to have that guy be the reason, because he can make some plays, but he's not consistent. Like, there's a reason that Kentucky is -9 in the turnover ratio, and it's because Will Levis and Chris Rodriguez will put it on the ground as well. He's got 4 fumbles on the season. So if I walk out of Lexington and Chris Rodriguez is the reason I lose, I'm like, okay, you tip your cap. That's one of the best backs in the country. we tried to stop him. If Will Levis is the reason, then I think you have some regrets.
I mean, that's the funniest part about all this, though, is that all of that same logic is how I felt about Bo Nix and Tank Bigsby. And yet Bo Nix is actually the one that ended up beating you.
And I would take that result hoping the offense would do their part.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. No.
Like I take that result right now.
Yeah, sorry. I don't want to act like it was flawed because, no, that's exactly what you wanted. Like that was exactly what you wanted going into the game. It's just kind of wild that it didn't work out for you. But like we said, we're owning it. It is a new week for LSU football. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Shea Dixon about this. We'll ask him about Sage Ryan. What is he hearing? Does he factor into the game plan this weekend? As well as a little bit of recruiting information as well, given the, it's always a weird time in recruiting when the block is as hot as it is right now. So keep it locked here on Off the Bench. Shea Dixon coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
You want stupendous, tremendous service, you want to go to Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Remember, the insurance company cannot tell you where to go if you get in an accident. The police cannot tell you who gets to tow. The answer to both are our friends over there at DG&B. First off, the body shop is the best in the state. I'll put that on anything, okay? But my favorite part, God's honest truth, and I put this to the test, is that I trust them. I'm car ignorant, right? And rather than take advantage of that and just try to overcharge me on stuff, they do just exactly what needs to be done to get you back on the road safely and affordably, okay? And they offer you options about, well, you can do this if you want, you can do this if you want. It's a fantastic experience. Go to DonaldsonvilleGlassandBody.com.
DGBAuto.com is the site as well. One-stop shop, and that is the truth. Across the street, you can get an oil change. You can get any paint and body work done because it is the best in the state. T-Bob and I tell you that because we truly believe it. Also, glass repairs and full replacement. They can do that. They've got all the technology. Check them out online, DGBAuto.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunt, and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar.
Coming up on a Football Friday edition of Early Line, we make the rest of our weekend picks for Week 5 in the NFL and Week 6 in college football. Plus our final thoughts on LSU, Kentucky, and Saints versus the football team. Join us 2 p.m. 104.5 ESPN.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
It exists very much in a diehard territory.
It's a great song.
We're debating whether or not Superstitious is a Halloween song. I mean, maybe. But Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So, I mean, that goes without doubt.
Yeah, that's not going to have to get into that conversation.
All right, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
And next, we'll talk about is a sandwich a hot dog. Coming up, we got Shea Dixon on the phone right now. Shady Shay!
There's protein, there's a bun.
Go247.com. What's happening, Shea Dixon?
Oh, what's up, guys? Thanks. That's a nice intro there. I'm not watching on the TV. Did I get a new photo?
Ooh, that's a great question. I have
took
no idea.
one. No,
Shea.
no.
I'm about to add
Shea,
it right now.
Same awkward, greasy, foreheaded picture from like 7 years ago.
T-Bob, when you were out being Beach Bob or Lake Bob, I don't remember which one, Shea actually came in and co-hosted with me.
Oh, wow.
And he took a new photo just so this one would go away. And
the funny part about this
hasn't.
is that Shea is a true fit king. Like, he is the most stylish person I know, and yet in this picture, it's the least put together outfit I've ever seen him in my entire life. Even last night, that pink sweatshirt was fire.
Oh, he's got he's got the company 247 sports shirt on in this picture.
I know, very surprised stuff. So no new picture, Shea. I'm sorry.
All right. So I take that up with Danny, Mario. We'll figure this out.
Yes. Yeah, take it up with Danny. It's his fault. We need to get on. Danny's being a little too fat for his britches anyway lately, so like he needs a little criticism. Speaking of criticism, Shea, this LSU team has been through it this year. I'm going to ask you this though. Just start here. What is the deal with Shea Dixon? Obviously, with Major Burns being out, that's a name that people are even more interested in. He returns from injury. What are you hearing about his availability? Does he factor in the game plan? What's the word on Ryan?
Yeah, look, through fall camp, obviously he was a 5-star, number 1 safety, number 1 or 2 safety, depending on what high school rankings you were looking at. But no doubt considered an elite guy. And remember, he committed to LSU over Bama in a pretty emotional ceremony, last November, December range. But I think a lot of people just thought he would come in and play right away. And he's been hampered by injuries that kind of drug on through the offseason. And then fall camp, he was in a non-contact jersey pretty much the entire time, kept him out of camp, which is a story for a lot of guys. But I don't think maybe he dressed like last week for the first time, but he hasn't played yet. And look, I know you guys get out to practice every now and then. They've said that he's now got a couple of weeks of practice under his belt to where he's feeling good again and feels like he can get back out there. And I was asking around this week, and they said, hey, look, Major Burns, people, I guess, almost overlook it or forget that he started in every game this year. So
yeah, he's been good.
Him going down and being injured and missing at least this weekend and probably some time moving forward, obviously, is a big deal, especially at safety where, when you didn't have Jay Ward, you were kind of scrambling. So good thing that Jay Ward's back, but I think that they want Shea Dixon to be out there a good bit beyond just special teams. So I think we'll see this weekend kind of what he can bring to the field, maybe how comfortable he looks, considered it would be his first game, and he is a true freshman. But look, they've got Betts, Cam Lewis, Todd Harris, Jordan Tolles is in his second year now. But I'd be a little surprised if we didn't see Sage Ryan out there playing some significant minutes early in the game because, look, remember, too, O said they want more of a rotation on defense, like earlier in games and guys aren't getting worn down. I think Sage will be a part of that.
Any chance maybe like even Matthew Langlois? Obviously, he's been playing special teams. I mean, he also had some time missed in training camp. Like as you mentioned, Shea, seems like a lot of guys did. Any chance we see him on defense, or you think he's more of a special teamer at this point?
Well, I'm curious. I would also almost need to ask around. I would have thought we would have seen Langlois by now. So I guess maybe the injury did hamper him. He came back, like you said, a few weeks ago. So his recovery timeline was a little bit ahead of Sage's. But I've always said, I guess, before he even signed, that I thought Matthew Langlois, when he was coming out of Point Capee, would be a guy who was a sideline safety for you. He's got incredible track speed, but would be someone that would probably play special teams, and then by year 2 and 3, be a guy that, you've got out there and then you're relying on in the natural progression of just development. So maybe he just sticks with special teams for now. But look, with Major out, I would have to think Todd Harris comes in and out of the lineup every, couple of weeks with being banged up or whatever it might be. I would have to think they're going to almost be forced to test Ryan, Langlois. Derek Davis has played in spots, but not much. But it was a really talented freshman safety class. I think everybody's ready to see just how talented it is.
Talking to Shea Dixon, go 247sports.com at Shea Dixon on Twitter. Shea, this is a broad question, but what is it like? Like, what happens to, because LSU, obviously, look, they got O-line problems. They got a great class lined up next year full of great O-linemen, right? But what happens to a class and just kind of recruiting in general in times of chaos, like LSU is going through currently, right? We're kind of instability, a cloudy future. Like, these are all things kind of hanging over the program at this time. How does that affect recruiting and how recruits interact with the coaches and just everything?
I think one big thing we see is that blood in the water line of thinking to where other schools are turning up the heat on guys that are committed to LSU, maybe first and foremost, and certainly guys that they're still after. But I think that we'll see Coach Bama, Georgia, A&M, Texas, these schools try to continue to get into Louisiana this cycle, thinking that, hey, mate, look, if there's a crack for us to move in there and grab a guy or two, we'll do it. But I think more so than anything, you're seeing the kids who are committed. Look, when you're committed and everything's going great, coaches aren't blowing you up all the time because they know, hey, that's a tough hill to climb. When you're committed and the team you're committed to is not playing well or struggling, or they have, coaching rumors going left and right every week, then you're hitting those kids up more and more and more. And from talking to a lot of the commits, that's kind of what's going on right now. Now, moving into, I guess, week 5 or 6? What are we in now?
We're in 6, dude. We are halfway through the season after tomorrow.
Yikes.
Yeah, it sucks.
Well, moving through the midway point now, they haven't had a decommitment this, since the summer when they kind of trimmed up the class a bit on their own and they added some new guys. But on the flip side, they haven't added any new commitments. So I sort of think we're in this holding pattern, T-Bob, where guys, the board is shrunk down. A lot of guys are waiting until closer to signing day. A lot of it is by design, waiting out to see what happens at schools, not necessarily even with coaches, but how they're playing or maybe what their recruiting classes look like, what positions they're filling up at, and, how a guy thinks and they have a quicker path to the field here versus there. All of these different factors come in. But I think the good thing, if you're an LSU fan, is that you've made it through a lot of ups and a lot of downs over the past 2 decades, and not once has recruiting ever been pointed to and say, boy, they fell off. And it's just not going to happen that way because Louisiana produces so many elite athletes every cycle, and LSU is a top 5 program in terms of just, I guess, overall recruiting impact or how they're viewed in, by high school coaches and high school kids. They're up there with, the who's who. So I guess for fans fearing, oh man, if things fall apart and they keep losing, are they going to lose all the recruits? It doesn't really happen. It didn't even happen during the end of the last years when everyone knew for 2 or 3 years that you were nearing the end. They still didn't have any major fall off in recruiting. So for me, I would never press the panic button if I'm an LSU recruiting fan when you're dealing with situations like this, just because at the end of the day, it's going to work out.
Hey, Shea, any news, obviously, on Walker Howard? We know he got injured, and we know it was a pretty bad deal, and that's obviously LSU's top recruit. Have you heard kind of exactly how everything's going for him right now?
Yeah, so he had a broken left fibula, so I guess he's rehabbing that and going through it. I know his dad gave some quotes to the Daily Advertiser over in Lafayette this week about how he's already, saying, look, I wish I can push through this rehab quick and get back on the field again with his guys at STM for maybe 1 or 2 more games at the end. It's probably wishful thinking, obviously, but, it kind of sucks for a kid to have – it does suck for a kid's senior year to be cut short when he's had really such a great high school career once he was actually given the reins to be the starter. You forget, too, Walker hasn't been their starting quarterback since the 9th grade. I mean, he had to wait his turn behind Caleb Holstein, and he did, and he was patient, and then he stepped in and immediately was a starter and won a state championship, and then goes up to Ruston and gets banged up and injured, and looks like he'll probably miss the year. But we don't really deal with many injuries, right, Jake, this day and age that are like career-ending or something that's taking you out for the next year. You know what I mean? We're looking at Joe Burrow out here tearing up his whole knee, and now he's crushing it.
Right.
Didn't even miss a single game. So my guess would be my guess would be we're looking at that timeline of like, okay, when is he healthy enough to be back out there in the spring? Because he'll get here in January, and then you want him to be, part of spring ball and everything that comes with that. So I would guess he's probably not. I mean, it's like not a big prediction, but that if he broke his fibula, that he's not going to be, or fractured it, whatever it is, that he's not going to be back on the field at STM in the next month or maybe a month and a half, but he'll be fine.
Yeah, let me ask you this part of it, because you mentioned he's, maybe trying to get back to the last 1 or 2 games at STM. Like, would LSU step in, or any school that he was committed to, and be like, hey, we love the dedication, but we'd rather you not go try to play 1 or 2 games and potentially not be fully healed and then hurt yourself again?
I would bet that conversation would be had if it got there, but I would bet that conversation's had before it even leaves the living room, where Jamie Howard says, hey, look, I'm going to step in here. Here's where things stand. You've got a bright future ahead of you. So, no, I would think certainly if the doctors weren't like, full go, you're good, he's not going to be back out there this year. And that's fine. There's no reason to really risk it when you're only a few months away from college.
That's kind of wild, because that's really just the same logic that a lot of people criticize LSU players for when going to the NFL, but on the high school level. Shea Dixon, go 247, our guy. You already know him, you love him, and look at that new picture that he has up, Shea. The new picture is excellent.
Oh wow, that's quick work.
Yeah, quick work by Mr. Cardenas back there. Nice job, Danny. Looking great, Shea. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
My mom is going to be so happy that old picture got replaced. So.
Finally. Yeah, and it's a great fit. A nice little white sweatshirt. Looks good.
Yeah, she'll hone in on changing my Twitter pic now. So we're making moves out here, boys.
Yeah. All right, Shady, take it easy, man. Have a good weekend. We're going to wrap up our number 1 with another insane auction sale that's just very interesting. It'll kind of blow your mind. Keep it locked here and Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, E, A, U, X, roof.com. GoRoof.com. Okay, get it? It's as easy as ABC. 1, 2, 3. Call 927-8300. That's 927-8300. And you're going to get a beautiful new roof every single time. When you call the number or you go to the website, you can set up a free professional estimate. That's one of my favorite parts. So if you're just kind of curious about what's actually going on with your roof, maybe nothing's wrong and you're just paranoid and you think, you can get those answers for free with Go Roof. Call them up, 927-8300, set up a time. They come out there. Then you make a fully informed decision about what we're going to do next. Are you going to fix it right now? Are you going to not? Are you going to hold off? Is something that needs to be done immediately? Well, whatever the case may be, when the work starts, everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured, and work is done. They have a 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. So you got peace of mind. Anything goes wrong, they got you, man. Let's go to GEAUXroof.com. That's Go Roof. Roof's up.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Thanks, you're ready. Yardbirds up. Veggie's in the window.
Barbecue guys, born to grill.
Pops, how many steaks you want?
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for a Football Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hours return. We'll have Phil Steele previewing the biggest games. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
From the puppet. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that sounds great. Just keep hitting the table like that for sure. Definitely.
It goes with the bell. That is like your one trigger.
I am not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, that is fair.
Can I just have
you would hate doing a show with Haney or Hunt?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you would hate it.
Well, I mean, Matt, I'm like sitting here like, every time Flint's in here,
does
he's
it
like,
a lot.
He's just like tapping his fingers, dropping his phone.
That's just because he's Matt.
He's
he
just
can't sit
fidgeting.
still.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can I say quickly, I've been having problems with this in the Superdome press box. The people right below us keep banging on the wall right below us, and it makes our equipment shake.
Dude.
We try to get them to stop, but there's no way.
No, I mean, at that point, you got to ride it out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't try to keep the dome contained. You got to let the dome be as the dome gonna be.
I guess.
Say, look, if Danny's calling me out for my poor beatboxing, yeah, I'm gonna, let's just put all of our pet peeves on the table. And banging the table, one of mine.
Yeah.
You don't like Monster Mash, the song.
No, I don't. I don't like Monster Mash. I mean, every little like stuffed animal that in the drugstore when it's Halloween, like you walk by and it starts, oh, the Monster Mash.
Yes,
I'm like,
and it's
nah,
great,
terrible.
dude. It's fun. It's for the kids. It's for the family. I mean, I know, Danny, you're saving all of this, but here we are on October 8th, and we have yet to hear Monster Mash as a rejoin or Spooky Scary Skeletons. Okay, so I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I mean, it's just not good.
I don't
It's
know.
fine.
You just keep playing Blue Oyster Cult because it says
very
Reaper
cheesy.
in the song. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, so we got to be cool guy all the time. You can't embrace
No,
a
it's just
little
rather
cheese.
rather listen to a good
Okay,
song.
look, because
An
I
actual good
teased
song.
it, and we can talk about it more if y'all want. But an autographed shoeless Joe Jackson picture sold for $1.5 million.
What?
Yeah. And the guy originally bought it for $179K in 2015. Think that's a good investment?
Oh, my.
A seven times return. Shout out that guy. Hour 2 Vote TV next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to GoTrosOutdoorPower.com. That's GoTrosOutdoorPower.com. And look, if you need any Hustler equipment, go to Louisiana's #1 Hustler dealer, our friends over there at GoTros. And I don't care if you're like a landscaping business or you're just doing this at home, right? You just want like a zero-turn mower for your own personal use. Buy from GoTros. Why? You're going to get pickup and drop-off delivery service, which is huge. Even better, you're going to get full access to the parts department, the service department. These are just levels of service, Jake, that you're not going to get from anywhere else.
Remember, if you're listening in the state of Louisiana, they can deliver that Hustler equipment to your home. But we always encourage you. They've got 2 great locations here locally, Baton Rouge and Gonzales. Go check out the showroom. When you walk in, the yellow equipment is right there. You'll notice that Hustler equipment by the color and by the quality of the equipment. So go check it out. Commercial, residential, like T-Bob said, power equipment as well. That's GoTrosOutdoorPower.com. GoTros, we make it easy.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning, everybody. It's 8 a.m. on Friday, October 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see clear skies with the high of 88. In case you missed hour one of the show, including our interview with Go 24/7 Shea Dixon, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Coming up on OTB, Jake Crane of the J-Boy Show joins us at 8:30 to talk college football, and at 9:30 we make some weekend picks in the D-Generation Dome. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, or watch us live on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. You can also check us out on CST. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Oh man, somebody's
poor
just
Mario.
Yeah, whatever, man. We're just helping him get trained up, right? It's it's just a little adversity. He says we're being loud during his intros, but can you handle the distractions, right? I know game day's got to be crazy, right? You talk about people banging on the walls and whatnot.
Yeah,
so I mean,
it's true.
Just a little boot camp. A little boot camp. So earlier I was talking about. And Dan, actually, I'm gonna save this to text so we can put it on the screen, and it'll make more sense to be funny. All right, welcome back. Hour number 2 here of Off the Bench. Danny did not play the Stranger Things intro. He's claiming he's saving it for hour 3. I think he forgot. It remains to be seen. Time will tell by the end of the show. I've just updated the D-Generation Dome. It was a pretty bad week for the fellas. Jake, you did well going 2-1, but I think you and Megan might have been the only ones with winning records this week, as Mincy at 0-3 is now at the very bottom at 5-7. Otter 0-3, he's now 5-6-1. Me, Rivers, and you are all tied at 6-6, and then Megan making money, and the Oshner Doctors are holding it down at 9-3. So, and that's after a 1-2 week for the Doctors. They've been hot lately. So
if Rivers didn't, for some reason, continue to choose Kansas,
I mean,
she'd be.
Well, she shot herself
really
in the foot, and she chose Ole Miss. Now I'm sure she'll claim that she was trying to do some sort of reverse psychology thing on Ole Miss. Which, sure, maybe she was, but yeah, Kansas plus 10.5 just seems crazy. Like Kansas, putting Kansas on a gambling number that seems, well, actually, it seems quite degenerate. So I guess appropriate for the segment, but no, they lost by like 50 to Iowa State. So. Yeah, shout out though. I mean, what am I talking about? She's tied with us. I mean, what are you gonna do, dude?
No, I'm just giving her credit. Like if she, didn't choose Kansas, it'd be even better.
She'd be beating us, right? Exactly. So as I said, going out to break though, that autographed shoeless Joe Jackson picture. It's from 1911. Thing just sold for $1.5 million. This is a fun little detail. So apparently Jackson was illiterate, and so before we cast stones, this is something I think about all the time. Think about this, Jake. Me, you, Mario, Danny, we can read, but we are still functionally illiterate, right? Because what is the writing of our day? It's coding.
Yeah.
It controls our entire lives. Everything we do, our computers and our cars and our phones, everything we do is controlled by coding, and yet I have no idea how coding really works. I mean, does anybody in this room know how to code even basic? Anything?
Danny might, maybe.
I mean, y'all are younger. Did y'all not have any of this in school or anything?
I learned about it a little bit in school, but
yeah, we had computer apps like 8th or 9th grade, and we did a little bit of that.
It's just wild to think that it literally, like I said, it rules our entire life, and we know nothing about it. So I'm not throwing stones at Shoeless Joe. I'm illiterate too. The reason why that why that detail is interesting is that experts say that even if you just have Shoeless Joe's signature, so it doesn't matter what it's on. Let's say you have a receipt with his signature on it.
Yeah.
It's worth $50 to $100K. So if you're like out there and you don't know your family heirloom, somebody's got a Shoeless Joe autograph somewhere, like just him, his signature, I would say, kick the tires.
So one of the things that if I had the money to do it, I would certainly do it, is a lot of people collect old checks. Old checks, because that's what you did. You wrote a check, and they've got the autograph of who wrote the check.
Makes sense.
That's kind of a cool way to like see what they paid for. I know my buddy's he's had it since he was, knee high to a grasshopper. It's a Ty Cobb check.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's got and he'll never get rid of it. And I'm like, you'll get rid of it if they give you the right money.
I'm about to say, bro, maybe I said, just kick the tires. See what, because the market's hot.
And it's got like
right
the
now.
bank stamp, and like you used to punch holes in checks after they were used or whatever, a little bit easier to counterfeit back then.
Well, he maybe should have been in this auction because a Babe Ruth, this one's, I think, my favorite piece of the auction. They had a Babe Ruth used bat, so game bat, but with, I guess he would do notches after home runs maybe. I don't know if he did this throughout his career, but it has 8 notches on it. So he hit 8 in-game home runs with this bat, and that sold for $1.05 million. A 1925 autograph Lou Gehrig rookie card went for $687K, and a Joe DiMaggio handwritten letter to Marilyn Monroe sold for $525K.
That is wild. I mean, Shoeless Joe Jackson, like infamous, right? And so like a picture of him would sell for that much, but a game-used bat by which a lot of people consider the greatest baseball player maybe of all time. Now, we could certainly have that argument, but that only sold for, I say only.
$1 million.
Compared to a picture's what, 1.5 you said?
Yeah, 1.5. 1.47.
Like you would think the game bat with the notches of Babe Ruth's home runs would be worth more money than that picture.
I guess it's because, I should have mentioned this, this is the only known signed Shoeless Joe Jackson picture of himself. So it's literally the only autograph that he's ever done on a picture of himself. So it is one of one.
Yeah.
And it's from 1911, which is pretty wild. So I thought that was pretty cool. And baseball's kind of in the air this weekend. And that's something I'm super hyped about. I think, like I said, it's an excellent sports weekend. Great college football slate. NFL's always just great. Playoff baseball throughout the weekend. League of Legends World Championships. Fury Wilder 3. There's a lot to look forward to and be happy about on this Friday. One thing that is maybe not going to make me so happy this weekend is Wan'Dale Robinson. And Jake, we talked about it during the break, but I want to ask you on air. So we talked about maybe playing single high and manning up and committing to trying to stop Rodriguez, right, and bringing more guys into the box. Okay, if you do that, like you could do that against Auburn pretty worry-free. They didn't really have any weapons that scared you. Without Derek Stingley Jr., with an Eli Ricks that I don't know how he's feeling after last week. How worried are you about Wan'Dale Robinson if you try to man him up and kind of, say my guy's going to beat your guy?
Yeah, he is a home run hitter. He just is. He can put his foot in the ground and go 80 yards extremely fast, and that wasn't who he was a year ago. They didn't utilize him in that way. He only averaged 9 yards a catch a year ago. I mean, that's gone way up. Like he already has the amount of yards he had a year ago and like half the catches, right? So they have figured out he is their big play go-to guy. And it's not only lining up at receiver. He will be in the backfield. He'll be coming across the formation in jet sweep. We need a big play. We're going to give it to him. Because when your best player is your running back, obviously, and you need a quick hitter, that's not going to be the way that you get it. But Wan'Dale Robinson, he's someone that can absolutely burn. I mean, he is fast, burner. Bro. He's got track speed.
Who chased him down just that? That guy was fast, too.
Missouri, they're doing a lot of chasing this year.
Yeah.
Tennessee ran for over 400 yards against them.
The Drinkwitz love affair it was fun during SEC media days, right? But I feel bad. Our boy Drink is
it ain't good.
I mean, what are they, just above Vanderbilt? Is that it? Maybe South Carolina?
No. South Carolina can run the football.
So South Carolina is better than Mizzou?
Right now.
Oof. Yikes.
South Carolina and Tennessee are both ahead of schedule. I realize where they're probably going to finish and what the games are going to look like. Both those teams are ahead of schedule. South Carolina's already got 3 wins. Their win total was 3.5 before the season. Tennessee's was too, or 4.5 maybe, Mario.
Yeah, and yeah, like Heupel, ludicrous speed, like from Spaceballs. That's just what Tennessee does. They just go balls to the wall as fast as they possibly can. League of Legends is a sport. George Kramer in the chat, so relax. So Wan'Dale Robinson's definitely a name that you have to be a bit terrified of, especially if you are selling out to stop the run.
I think this tells the best example of how teams view Wan'Dale Robinson, okay? So I'll give you another. So Josh Ali is their second receiver. In 122 snaps, teams have played press coverage against him 50 times. So 122, 50 times.
Okay.
Wan'Dale Robinson, in 123 snaps, they've played press against him 16 times.
Ooh, a little worried.
So that tells you exactly like how they
deep.
feel. Isaiah Epps, who is their third guy, 90 snaps, 30 press coverages. So, yeah, they're worried about Wan'Dale Robinson manning him up because of his speed, because of his quick twitch ability. He's somebody that you have to know where he's at. You have to make sure that you are dictating your coverage based off where he's at.
Okay, so if you're putting, and I don't know if they won't have Eli Ricks follow him around, will they?
No. I don't think. I mean, Dwight McLaughlin it can handle his own. I hope everybody has figured that out.
Dwight is really good as well, and Flott's been great. I mean, they'll probably try to engineer him against whatever all over the field, like a little bit.
You're not going to travel. You're not going to do that. You have enough talent to be able to handle it. But to our point is, you're just not going to say, "Oh, we're good. This cat's got that cat." It ain't going to be that. Like you can't do that.
And then, so Dixon McMakin called me out for not mentioning high school football tonight as the sporting week continues. You're right.
Go U-High Cubs. Let's go.
Okay. Go Cubs. Sure.
No, not sure. Like, you don't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah.
hell yeah. Like, go Cubs. That's a bear. I'm a
That
bear.
sounded more like a badger.
Oh, we never gave credit. We'll do this third hour when Rivers comes in for the Fat Bear Champion. We talked about it last week. The Fat Bear live streams where you could watch bears literally get fat for the winner.
They're not the Cubs like they aren't a bear.
They're like a baby bear.
It's a tiger.
It's a tiger cub?
Tiger's their mascot, right?
What?
Yeah, no.
You high?
Yeah, you have some tigers.
That's Cubs.
I mean,
yeah, tiger cubs. Yeah.
Whoa.
A cub is technically a tiger.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Did I just know something very off the wall that you did?
I am like,
well, I guess it's not very.
I am mind blown right now. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Okay.
I feel kind of good about myself.
Learn something new every day. I just figured it was a bear this entire time. Is Catholic
That's
Eyes
Catholic.
the Bears?
Yeah, they're the Bears. Come on, you've done enough radio with your bestie to know that they're the Bears.
Who's my bestie?
Moscona.
Oh,
you got like
wow.
so many.
No, I like this room. I like this room.
You got
right?
podcasts, whiskey and wine. You do more shows with him than us.
Well, that's a stark but true thought, isn't it? That's weird. But we do 5 days. We do 5 shows a day. 5 shows a week here. Only 3 shows with me and him. I am looking forward to whiskey and wine, though. If you want to come hang out, we're going to be at Don Juan's, obviously right after the game ends. I'm not sure. Maybe this last second half, they were all clowning me because I was so stressed out. Somebody had randomly handed me a box of Little Cigarillos, and I was chaining these things. I was like,
you out too.
I was like Matthew McConaughey on True Detective, just come on, boys, get it done, get it. And then they didn't get it done in the end, but that's okay because that's one thing. I firmly believe this. I firmly believe that the context of how last game played out, Jake, has led people to maybe ding LSU a bit harder than they should, right? In terms of, I think that the extremely disappointing nature of how last week played out, where you had the big lead and then you just fell apart in the fourth quarter and all of these things, it has led to a situation where people think that LSU is worse than they are, right? I mean, Vegas knows they're not. That's why it's a 3-point spread at Kentucky. It's basically, they're saying that these are even teams on balance. But like, it was interesting because you went on Kentucky radio this morning and they were kind of coming like what kind of chance does LSU have?
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's sitting here. I'm like, dude, it's 6:15, and you're trying to get me riled up because it was almost like, what does LSU have to do to win this game? You know, we've had those games before. Like, that's more of a
Alabama's
conversation.
one of those games.
Yeah, no, it is. That's what it is. Okay, but like, speaking of Alabama, like if I'm a Texas A&M radio show host and I'm doing that interview, ask me that. What does Texas A&M have to do to stay in this game? I get it. That's not the situation. That is not the game that's being played in Lexington. Now, is Kentucky a good team? Yes, I have talked about them enough. I think people know how I feel about Kentucky and what their program is and where it's going. But to think that LSU can't go into Lexington and win this game and win it in the fashion that they want to win it, and they are the aggressor and not the counterpuncher, that's ludicrous to say that. I mean, they can go in and they can do whatever they want to do against Kentucky if they do what we know they're capable of.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I can't help but wonder, how warped has our mind become with the LSU offense? Because actually going in the last game, they were an excellent red zone offense.
Yeah.
And obviously that was not the case the last game. And like I said, the fourth quarter of last game was horrible. And it's why you lost the game. And so it's caused everybody to just be like, oh, I got Pete's, the offense, they suck. But they're actually not that bad, right? I mean, in fact, they've been pretty damn good up to that point. And I think why it's so frustrating is because the root of all evil was something that you thought you had already clearly seen was not good. The check with me stuff, right? So I guess all I'm saying is if you're feeling a little cowardly, a little hopeless going into this weekend, again, it's another coin flip game. So it is going to be a close one. It's going to be an absolute battle. I firmly believe that. But you have plenty of reason for hope. And if you look at the LSU offense, like the fix, or at least to getting it better and avoiding the problems of last week, is relatively simple. Sure, running the ball is part of it, but it's more all about those offensive mechanics. Like, and I cannot wait to see if they do a more disciplined job of just getting the call in, making the call, going in line and running it. It's an offense that could potentially explode a bit this weekend. So we'll see.
Do you think there's anything they can do? Remember the conversation on Monday, I said, look, just it is what it is. You go on the road against a top 15 Kentucky team that hasn't lost, just beat Florida, and you win the game. You're just it feels like internally you can really take something from that.
Yeah.
But I don't think this changes. I don't think on Monday that the narrative really changes. Like fair, unfair, right, wrong.
Like if you win.
Like if you win that game.
You mean the narrative in terms of just the overall,
just
like
the overall
coaching,
program where it's at right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, everybody. Yeah, I agree.
And I'm not saying like one game should decide it one way or the other, but I hope like if LSU goes and they beat this team, this is not the Kentucky that you all know. This is not the Kentucky, from the late 90s when Tim Couch was out there and they threw it 70 times a game, and that's just who they were. It's not
Jared Lorenzen,
right? It's not Bluegrass Miracle. It's not even the one that we lost to in 07, which was like, I think they were 18th or 19th. I think this team is better than that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same old Kentucky.
If this team had Andre Woodson, though, they could be beasts.
They would be real beasts.
I mean, they would be really good.
Dickie Lyons,
yeah.
New Orleans finest.
Yeah.
Dickie Lyons. Anybody know where Dickie Lyons went to
Jacob
high school?
Tammy?
No? Holy Cross, maybe? I don't know. But so my point is, like, don't let the uniform fool you for what this team is. Like, if you go beat this team on the road when they're going to have their largest crowd in the stadium history, like, appreciate that victory. Don't change your mindset maybe of what the future looks like, but just appreciate that victory in itself.
Yeah, football's fun. And winning is fun. And it just puts you in a good mood. And I want to go into Fury Wilder in a good mood. So I want LSU to win this game, and then I want to go into Sunday, Saints-Washington football team in a good mood. We'll talk a little bit of Saints coming up next. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to AccuTempBR.com. That's AccuTempBR.com for all of your AC, heating, and electrical needs. You want to go to AccuTemp. They are the best in the business, y'all. There's a reason why their ratings are so astronomical, and I mean that quite literally. Like, go look at the numbers. We're talking thousands of reviews and 4.9 out of 5 ratings. That's wild, especially on the internet. Like, the internet hates everything, but it loves AccuTemp. And when you work with them, you'll see why. The customer experience is unlike anything that you've ever had before. It's so easy to schedule times. They stay on top of things for you. Go to AccuTempBR.com today.
Like right there on the website, I mean, you can have a chat with sales. You can set up a call. You can set up a text thread. Any way to communicate with them, it's available over at AccuTemp, and that's why they have the ratings that they do. Over 12,000 reviews, 5-star reviews over on the website. That's not just us saying it. That's everyone who deals with AccuTemp saying that. You can find all that online. Check it out, AccuTempBR.com.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at patientplusuc.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you. Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
It's week 6 in the prep football season, and we get you started Friday with Louisiana Prep Preview at 6. Catholic High and East Ascension kick off at 7, immediately followed by a full 2 hours of Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on YouTube, CST, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Ain't no loyalty up in this thing, man.
Not this. This show's great.
Yeah.
You're talking about something on the outside.
Yeah, I'm just talking about this business. This business. People be stabbing, hating, talking, all over the place, man.
Hey, T-Bob. We
Yes.
talked a lot about Chris Rodriguez and Cavassier Smoke this week.
We did. Actually, not that much about Smoke, but that's because
Great
Rodriguez
name.
is kind of surprisingly just, like you said earlier in the week, just
Can I be honest?
taking over.
I kind of just wanted to say Cavassier Smoke.
Yeah, absolutely. It is
all
still
name team.
the all-time.
He's a good player, but all name team. Okay, so I think we need to tell our listeners like what they need to be looking for as far as running scheme for Kentucky. So we've got it broken down. They run inside zone 40.2% of the time.
Damn, so they are the inverse of LSU. Whereas, like, well, I mean, granted, that's all LSU wanted to run at the beginning of the year, but they're absolutely horrible at it. Kentucky is elite at it.
Yeah, it's by far their biggest running play. The next closest is outside zone at 12.3%. Like a form of duo at 11.2%. Pull lead, pin and pull, like we've been talking about, 7.3%. Only 6.7% of the time do they run power. That was a little surprising. I thought it showed up a little bit more on tape, and maybe they're throwing some of those man blocking schemes into a power.
So per the terms of these definitions, I'm not sure that, and then maybe this is too technical for radio, but what is the difference between pull lead and power? If power, let's say the pulling guard has the mic, I mean, they're basically leading up.
Well, like with a pull lead,
you
would have your tackle go down on the end, then you have somebody pull outside of him. Pullers within a power scheme, you're going to have, like the F's going to knock out the defensive end and not pin him.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have your guard go either inside or outside based on that block. So it's a different scheme, like different people on different, you know what I'm saying? So the tackle and a pin and pull.
So pull lead can go to the outside. You're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We need a whiteboard in here. That's what we need. I know you used to have one.
We should do some
for
bonus
game day
YouTube content or something like that.
That's actually a hell of a point.
That's a great idea. We should do like a classroom series.
both you and I have a lot of time.
Oh, there you go. No, we need a big one. We need to do like a classroom series, actually, real talk, because also, well, that's true.
All right, and so with like how successful was it? Okay, 81.1 grade on inside zone. That's really good considering how many times you run that. They've got 5 touchdowns on inside
81
zone.
81 grade, and they run it 40% of the time. Damn.
And I'll give you the LSU numbers here.
No.
You don't, yeah.
I don't know if we need those.
They do have
positive. They do
have 3 fumbles on the inside zone, but because Chris Rodriguez has really had a problem holding on to the ball. Only 57% on outside zone, 87% on power. So kind of going back, that's why I'm surprised they don't run more of it. They're actually really good at it.
Yeah.
But look, I guess when you're 81% on inside zone, that's just kind of who you are. That's what you're going to run. So it's not exotic. Right, it's not something you're going to have to really. Oh, I wonder what that was. No, it's zone. I mean, you're going to have do tandem blocks and work it to the linebacker or somebody else cutting off the backside, and you're letting Chris Rodriguez read it. So you're not going to have to really search for what they're doing scheme wise.
No, I mean that just sounds like a team that has a bit of Remember the Titans in them, right? Where it's like we're just going to practice these plays and we're going to make you prove that you can beat them. And so how then do you feel? Because as much improved as Damone Clark has been this year, and granted, they shut down Tank Bigsby in them, right? But Auburn's offensive line, not nearly as good. But I wonder, can these linebackers and the D-line, can the front seven for LSU hold up against that inside zone attack? Because if there is one thing about Clark that is still, now granted, last game this even started to change, sometimes they still catch a little too much. Maybe Clark does, whereas Baskerville seems a little more attacking, which can also kind of open up holes at times. But I mean, last game, like I said, Damone Clark maybe had the best play I've ever seen from him, where he took on the tight end trying to block him, bench press him into the hole, guy bounces, swallows him up, TFL. It was beautiful. We'll see if do you think the LSU front seven will hold up against the run? Because against UCLA, they obviously did for a while, then they got worn down, and a very good offensive line took over the game.
Yes.
Against Auburn, the O-line did not take over the game. I think the defense actually held throughout. And so what happens this week?
Yeah, so the matchup favors Kentucky. I mean, I think that's fair to say. I mean, that's who they are. You've done good against the run, but you did get worn down against UCLA. I think that's why you heard Coach O say we got to get some more guys in the game earlier to give these guys a break so they're not gassed at the end of the game. I think in the first half, LSU can do really well against Kentucky. It's that second half that makes me a little nervous because you're going to see some of the same schemes. Even last week, like you did see a speck of what Chip Kelly did in week 1. You saw Mike Bobo bring that, which there's a couple looks I hadn't seen to that point. And it was Chip Kelly looks. You're going to see the same thing this week. You're going to have a couple, like even the muddle huddle 44-yard run Auburn had last week. That was a Chip Kelly look.
That was a really good play.
So you'll see some of that. Can you hold up in the second half? That's going to be the key.
All right, look, coming up next here, we're going to talk to our guy, J-Boy, about why he decided to throw a grenade into the LSU news cycle. And we are also eventually going to, we're going to talk SEC because that's what J-Boy does. And I know I said we're going to talk Saints, but then Jake, we started talking Kentucky, and he got me all excited. We will circle back to the Saints later on as they prepare for the Washington football team. The pass rush has got to be better. A little nugget going into break here, Jake. The Saints right now, dead last in pressure rate. Now, the defense has still been good, right? So it's kind of a positive sign where, okay, if you do start to get it going, you could be really damn good, but just 3.2% of the time getting pressures on dropbacks. It's dead last, 32nd in the league, tied with Jacksonville. For a little context, Carolina, number 1 at 11%. So that Carolina pass rush ain't no joke this year, man. All right, J-Boy of the J-Boy Show coming up next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to therelaxationcompany.org, therelaxationcompany.org. For all of your self-care needs, This weekend, you want to go feel good tomorrow? You want to go get a massage? Go maybe check out some cryo treatments? Take some inches off of your waist? Danny, you want to tighten your face up? Go get some cryo treatments at the Relaxation Company. Or Swedish. Danny, would you let me massage you? Well, that's okay because I don't work there. So you can just go in the Relaxation Company and get all the massages that you need from the professionals.
TheRelaxationCompany.org is the site.
Ooh, who's that sexy man?
Full list of services you can find on that site. You can book your appointment there as well. TRC Massage is the handle on Instagram. That way you can see all the specials and different things they've got going on over at their Relaxation Company. So go check them out. T-Bob said it, and it's true. They've got so many different things they can do. TheRelaxationCompany.org. TheRelaxationCompany.org.
Was it awkward when Danny filmed you this close?
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Join us for a Football Friday edition of Hunt and Hill. Tom Hart will be on the call from Lexington. He joins us, and we're looking at Saints and football team. Noon to 2 weekdays, Hunt and Hill, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, man. Shout out Mama Jag. I'm pretty strict a lot of times with the
intermittent fasting.
Yeah, but somebody comes in and gives you whatever this thing is. It's like some sort of like French toast. I don't know what it is. It's amazing though. Shout out Mama Jag, who works front desk here. Guarantee she is the absolute best. You know who she's better than? The guy we're about to talk to. She doesn't call into coaches shows and troll entire fan bases and cause everybody in that news cycle to freak out like our next guy, J-Boy, of the J-Boy Show, at the J-Boy Show on Twitter, blowing up on Colin Cowherd's Volume Sports Network. They do their show from the literal College Football Hall of Fame every single day on YouTube. J-Boy, why? Why? You weren't content with Auburn beating LSU? You had to call into O's show on Wednesday and troll us all?
No, it was not me. The first person that I found out about it from was you. I didn't even realize. I feel like the first, like when Law and Order comes on and they want you to think it was one person just so they can like M. Night Shyamalan you at the end. I feel like the first person, like the person who's like working at the laundromat. It's like, they're like, listen, man, I got to get back to work or whatever. Like, they're like, oh, he definitely did it. But no, if you listen to the voices, it's not even close to me. But I woke up with that little gift yesterday morning wondering what the hell was going on. And then I found out, and it was low-key hilarious.
And it's great content for the show as well then, right? You got to lead the show with it.
Look, T-Bob, you know me. I would tell you. I had nothing to do with that. Somebody DM'd me yesterday during the show, right before the show, and told me who it was. Apparently, it's a guy from Tiger Droppings who's done this before.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is
a poster from
a
Tiger
professional message board.
Any more controversy? I just get dragged into this stuff.
A professional Tiger Droppings troll. Yeah, that makes sense. That all checks out. That's the most believable thing that I've ever heard. J-Boy, before we look forward to the weekend, real quick, let's look back. Because as I said, your roots do lie on the plains. You kind of started this thing from an Auburn angle, and now it's just blown up into SEC and all of college football. But you know Auburn as well as anyone. Would you have ever fathomed that in a game where Bigsby and company were held under 100 yards and Bo Nix threw it 40-something times, that Auburn would win that game?
Yeah, and Daniel Carlson would miss 2 field goals. They'd have had to come take me to Shutter Island before I believed that. Now, look, I'll give you one better, T-Bob. I've never seen an Auburn-LSU game where, and Auburn was able to run it with a little bit of success, but neither team really has a good offensive line. It's just so weird to see.
Yeah.
But no, the game, and listen, I'm used to, if you're down 9 in Death Valley in the second half, that's a death sentence.
Yeah.
Typically it's a death sentence. I was shocked.
Were you freaking out at 4th and 2 Bo Nix? Were you going crazy at 4th and 2 Bo Nix when he threw that touchdown to make it 13-7?
Well, as a guy that has Bo Nix on the show every Monday, it's a good look for the show. I really don't. When I watch Auburn, because look, everybody is a fan of somebody.
Yeah.
And if they're not, then they're either an alien or they're lying to you. But I don't, especially after coaching, for a while and being in, I kind of just watch the games. I'm not as emotionally involved. It doesn't, ruin my week the way it used to when I was a kid.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Either way, congrats on winning the tilt. Who would have guessed it would be Bo Nix that would break the streak in Tiger Stadium? Wild.
Dude, I know, right?
That series, it's about perfect.
Yeah,
the series between Auburn and LSU.
It's very appropriate that we now have the Bo Nix game. Like, what the hell? Dude?
Yeah, BEAUS.
Oh, okay, chill out. You're getting a little too cute there.
Look, I'm T-Bob. I'm sorry about it, man. Like, it happened though. Like,
little too cute there, J-Boy. Relax. Okay, hey. Looking at this weekend, the matchup that I am most intrigued by in the SEC is obviously Ole Miss and Arkansas. Right, 2 teams, great stories, much heralded. Got the absolute. Just got their ass kicked last week, like top to bottom, right? But now, both looking for a bounce back, both in very similar type of situations. What's your read on Ole Miss, Arkansas?
Well, first off, I find this matchup fascinating for those reasons you listed, but also you have two very conflicting ideologies on offense going against each other, but you have two very similar ideologies going on the defensive side for both teams. So, when I look, I think the key to this game is who can stop the run. Because if you're Ole Miss, Arkansas's bag is the run game. We know that. It sets everything up for KJ, whether it be play action, whether it be the boot, stuff like that they're able to do. Because we know KJ's progressed as a passer, but he's not nearly where he's going to be and where he needs to be. And then I always laugh. We had Lane Kiffin on the show the other day, and I always laugh because I think everybody puts Lane and Lincoln Riley into this category of, it's almost like air raid, like Mike Leach. That couldn't be further from the truth. And to stop Ole Miss, what Bama did, they said, all right, listen, you don't have Mingo, he's hurt. You don't have Kenny Ebola from last year. You don't have Elijah Moore from last year. All you really have is Braylon Sanders on the outside and the run game. So we'll take away the run game, get you in 3rd and 7, bracket Braylon Sanders. You're not going to score, and that's what happened. So, but when I look at this game, I like it. It always comes down to who controls the pace. And I think the way Arkansas operates, if they're able to take the run away from Ole Miss, I don't think Ole Miss can stop Arkansas's run game. Therefore, they'll control the pace. So I'm starting to like Arkansas a little bit.
Oh, okay, dude.
I don't hate that.
The Ole Miss defense is getting so much credit for no real reason. Like, if they can't get it done this week, then they still suck. Like, then we just need to stop talking about it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. They're like, man, the Ole Miss defense is so much improved from last year. I was like, yeah, well, I could go get 8 sticks of gum, wrap it to a tennis ball, and be an improved defense compared to what they were last year. So I had to see them against a legitimate team.
No, I don't think there's any question about that. Hey, I've got one for you, Jake. Texas A&M is going to be 3-3 after this weekend. It's inevitable. That's going to happen. And we know what the expectation level was coming into the season. It was playoff or bust mentality, right, wrong, or indifferent, because they lost some key players, but that was what it had to be. You give Jimbo an extension before the season with 7 years left on his current contract, and now, like I mentioned, you're going to be 3-3. You still have to play Ole Miss, Auburn, LSU after that fact. What's it going to be like in College Station next week when you are sitting at 3-3?
Well, look, I mean, I guess they're going to have to start meeting at night and start screaming in the woods more often than what they're doing right now because it's not working. Look. We all know the expectations going in, as you mentioned. It was Bama or bust, playoff or bust, and now you're just hoping that – I have them last in the West. I think if you look at the two biggest disappointments in the SEC, I think you have to start off with A&M. You could say LSU maybe a little bit, but A&M and Missouri. But, no, they're going to be 3-3. Yes. What, 0-3 in the SEC? Yes. They're going to be 0-3? Oh, my God.
Isn't that great? And I mean, misery loves company, and it makes me so
Colorado's
happy,
lost
dude.
4 games in a row, too, and they almost lost to them.
Look. Well, here's the problem. Here's what I used to laugh at last year. Everybody was like, man, Kellen Mond is such a good quarterback, which he's a good college quarterback. But the strength of the team was the offensive line.
Yep.
They were able to line up and squeeze you to death at the end of games. Well, this year, and guys, I'm going to be also a question back at y'all too. Even if Haynes King is healthy, is their record any different?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Haynes King didn't even look good game 1, right? So, like, Calzada's bad, but sure, whatever.
I don't know it's any different.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I completely agree. And it's funny. I don't know what happened to line play in the SEC, but there's a bunch of schools this year that for one reason or another, they just mismanage the offensive line, and they're all paying for it, right? It's holding LSU back. It's holding Auburn back. It's definitely holding A&M back. I just don't know how you get to this point. I mean, maybe there's just not enough good O-linemen to go around nowadays.
Well, I mean, if you look, I mean, and y'all know this, from a recruiting standpoint, it's a whole heck of a lot easier to find a receiver and a DB, and heck, even a quarterback than it is to find an offensive tackle or two that can stay in front of defensive ends in this league. Yeah. But, I wonder, guys, I wonder how much, and I don't think it's the only factor or maybe even the biggest factor, but it's got to factor in that defense has had a spring. We have to factor that in a little bit. But when I look at it, and you look at the people that had to replace offensive linemen, A&M did have to replace some guys. I mean, Bama did have to replace some guys. Even Georgia had to replace some. But just the fact that A&M can't run the ball consistently because they have good. Jameer Johnson was a great pickup in the portal. I mean, you look at it, it's just, I don't know, man. It's been weird. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, it's and I guess the problem with the crazy part about LSU is they didn't have to replace anyone, right? And it's still this bad.
But also, I always say just because you return doesn't mean you're good.
Yeah.
I have to return bad movies to Blockbuster, so I've been there.
and then it's just like the extra kick in the teeth that you got Dare Rosenthal out there starting at left tackle for Kentucky.
Man, for 5-0, not your granddaddy's Kentucky.
How funny is that though? That Dare really upgraded. Right? I mean, he went from being 3-2 to 5-0, and now playing in front of a packed house.
Did he pull a Jamar Chase? Was he like, "No, I'm out of here"?
It was
after 4 practices. He's like, "Wait, you're not Joe Burrow."
No, LSU is just garbage with marijuana rules. Like, just the bottom line. That's just the God's honest truth. They're just entirely too strict at a day and age where it's dumber and dumber. I can go into a shop today and buy LSU Ag grown marijuana legally, and yet kids are getting kicked off left and right. It's absurd. It's really dumb.
There's got to be one named after Les Miles, right? There's got to be
how they have not. I've not. There's the Lilac Diesel. There's the Alien Rock Candy. There's the Bruce Banner. I mean, I know they're incredible. The Jenny Kush, like incredibly stereotypical names, but no grass eater.
The Joe Brady. It just makes you think you're running a route.
Yeah, exactly. There's no LSU football themed names quite yet, but yeah, LSU needs to chill in that regard. How do you feel about LSU Kentucky, real quick, J-Boy?
Well, man, you know, guys. Look, I'm not coming on here saying I told anybody anything, but I picked Kentucky to finish second in the East and got grilled for it during the offseason. I mean, I literally had people saying they would deactivate their account if Kentucky beat Florida, and yet some accounts are still not deactivated. But look, when I look at it, to me, it was always harder coaching to get guys back up after a big win than a hard loss. Because a hard loss, you do have the 24-hour rule. You can say that, but it still kind of sticks with you throughout the week. You got to bounce back. But Kentucky right now is on cloud 9. Everybody's telling them how good they are. Mark Stoops is crying during interviews and stuff like that. So it's an emotional time. But then on the other hand, Kentucky's really not used to this. So I don't know if they'll be that arrogant about it. I think they're still taking it one game at a time. I don't know if they just experienced it enough to be able to overlook it, if that makes sense. And it's funny, people are calling it a sandwich game. I never thought in my life, in my life, I would ever hear that Kentucky in football, LSU coming there is a sandwich game.
That's right.
For them. That's just, to me, because I don't know, it's still weird to me, but I think Kentucky's going to win, and I think Edo's gone.
The underdogs. Okay, wow. What that was a take. They're just kind of tacked on pretty casually at the end. All right, Jay, we got to go. We got to go, man. But tell the people where they can find your show.
Bob, don't leave me. Why are you leaving me?
We got to go to break. We're getting a little late.
Whatever. Anyways, all right. Yeah, you can find us on YouTube. It's The Volume. Go to the J-Bo Show. It's really easy to find. We're live every day, 2 to 3 Central. Talking a lot of LSU as well. And SEC, and looking at the matchups. Got some good guests on today. We have the players on all the time. We're also on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. The J-Bo Show. It's really easy. And that was not me that called Coach O. I promise you guys it was not me. We played the clip yesterday. You can go listen to it. So take that into the break. It's not me. But I appreciate whoever was out there because I guess it's kind of a form of flattery. I don't know.
Yeah, a little clout, dude. Imitation and all that. All right, J-Boy. Thanks, man. At the J-Boy Show. Let's wrap up hour number 2. And then we'll get back and the shenanigans of hour 3 begin.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to RejuveMeMedical.com, RejuveMeMedical.com. What do we say? Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me for all of your anti-aging needs, right? If you're not feeling great, moving a little slower than you used to in the past, after getting margaritas the night before, don't have those energy levels that you used to have, Rejuve Me can provide you a pathway to fixing all those issues, right? I don't care if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. You just want to feel better and younger. Go to Rejuve Me Medical. They got locations here, Denham Springs, and Metairie. Once again, that's Rejuve Me Medical.
Yeah, they do have a clinic near you, T-Bob. RejuveMeMedical.com is the site. There you can find all the conditions that they treat. Fatigue and insomnia might be one of them. Mood and memory problems, sexual dysfunction, weight gain. Gaining weight and you can't explain it. You're working out the same. You're eating the same foods, but you're gaining weight or you can't lose weight. Well, they can figure out exactly what's going on over at Rejuve Me Medical. Get that consultation set up today, 225-230-4201.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at patientplusuc.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back North Airway off of Airline Highway.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Coming up on a Football Friday edition of Early Line, we make the rest of our weekend picks for Week 5 in the NFL and Week 6 in college football, plus our final thoughts on LSU, Kentucky, and Saints versus the football team. Join us 2 p.m., 1045 ESPN.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What happening, y'all? Welcome back to Off the Bench. Wrapping up hour number 2. We got about a minute here. Rivers is in studio. Hour 3 going to begin. Shenanigans on deck. Yes, Jake?
Real quick, a number that I wanted to get in before we get to the shenanigans because I don't want to interrupt the shenanigans. A lot of people are asking if Kentucky is going to play a 3-man front. They actually play an even front a bulk of their time, 65% of the time. They play an over front 11.2% of the time. And they will play an odd front 11% of the time as well. They play bare still, by the way.
I feel like every time I've turned on the TV, they always have a head-up nose, but I guess not.
No, only an odd front 11.2% of the time. They play some under. I hadn't seen an under defense in a while. I guess teams now play under with a nickel
Shade
Sam.
5'9".
With like a nickel Sam instead of like a true Sam.
That makes sense.
Remember, like the old Sam under defense, like used to be the Sam on the tight end, like turned in.
Yeah.
Like at an angle. What a bad defense that was.
Times have changed. But 53 still have for Kentucky, right? Their nose guard. I mean, I know the backup's good too, but the starter still, yeah.
Yeah, he's out.
Shanahan, he's got a big one. How he does will. Yeah, how he does will
2 weeks in a row.
A long way towards deciding how this one goes. As Coach O talked about the other day, they're going to maybe have to double, figure some things out. I'm interested to see how they're going to handle it. Hour 2 in the books, folks. Hour 3 next. Champagne, gambling, Fat Bears, all here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Ochsner.org today, Ochsner.org. So as I said, coming up next hour, we got the Degeneration Dome Part 2. And what do you know? Team Ochsner with Dr. Burnham and Dr. Sean Bradley remaining atop the standings at 9-3, okay? They're pretty smart guys. But as much as they know about gambling, which looks like a lot, they know far more about orthopedic medicine, okay? So if you need any orthopedic needs, any injuries you catch in these sports, anything like that, go to the place that the Saints trust, and the Pelicans trust, that's partnered with the LHSAA, that's part of the colleges throughout the state as well. Go to Ochsner. And I'll give you here in New Orleans, the facilities are going to blow you away. I mean, the Grove here in Baton Rouge is all brand new. And I mean facilities at every step of the way, right? Your pre-op, like your MRI rooms and such, the actual ORs themselves was just reworked. And then even the post-op rooms, they have like antimicrobial paint and blankets. They do it all for you. Go to Ochsner.org today.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Vizzy Lemonade, the only lemonade hard seltzer with antioxidant vitamin C. It just hits different. Vizzy Lemonade. Step up your seltzer game.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at patientplusuc.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Rafino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning, everybody. It's 9 a.m. on Friday, October 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see clear skies with a high of 88. In case you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Coming up on OTB, OT, Rivers Huey joins us in studio, and we make some weekend picks in the D-Generation Dome with Ben Mintz, Megan Making Money, and Jimmy Ott. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, or you can watch us live on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. You can also check us out on CST. OTB, OT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Welcome. Whoa. Echo.
No, see,
echo,
that's
echo.
better. No, that's better. That goes with the Halloween.
I thought that really
It's like
played.
Dracula.
Yes.
I don't think on like a regular basis, but for that it sounded good.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Welcome back to Off the Beat.
No, now you ruined it.
Yep.
Hour number 3, where we will play the Monster Mash on repeat the entire hour. You excited, Jake? Do you like Monster Mash?
It's okay.
I knew it. I knew you're just like, I'm too cool too. Okay.
That's not what I said.
Okay, guys,
Not what I
whatever.
said.
Whatever.
Are
hour
you the
number
only
3.
one who likes Monster?
Yes, I'm the only person that just has like a sincere, just genuine, happy person bone in his body, because everybody else is just too cool, or it's too annoying, or you're like Danny and you think Blue Oyster Cult's a better song than Monster Mash during Halloween. Whatever. Welcome back to hour 3. Speaking of Halloween, we all went to Superior last night, and we had some team meetings, and we have tried to finalize a Halloween costume. We have not been able to yet.
I think we made it worse a little bit.
Not even remotely close.
No. I mean, I think we got down to a final 3, right? And we flirted with some other ideas that kind of came up and got thrown out. I feel like we landed on, and somebody tell me if this is wrong, even though really I think the process is what? Everybody's going to nominate one and we're going to vote on all of them. But I feel like the leaders in the clubhouse were Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, and Shrek. Does anybody else want to nominate a costume while we're doing this right now? I feel like it's speak now or forever hold your peace territory. I mean, it's October 8th.
I think we got to keep Varsity Blues in there, though.
Okay, we can put. I mean, we get Jake. Do you still want to nominate Varsity Blues? But yeah, but it's like one of those things where, like, if you know that it's maybe not going to play because we shouted down Jake at every turn.
Was Ted Lasso.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
I got shot down pretty hard.
The democratic process is a hell of a thing.
Yeah,
at times.
Fine.
I feel you.
Whatever.
Rivers brought up Pulp Fiction. I thought that was a good idea.
Oh yeah, Danny. Okay. What memorable characters are you going to be from Pulp Fiction besides Jules and Verne? Please tell me. You're going to be the cleaner. You're going to be Quentin Tarantino's character. We're going to wear a bathrobe. Oh, that'll be great, right?
You hate the idea?
That'll be great. Yes, because there's not enough characters to play.
What just happened?
You got triggered right there.
I don't know.
Because we talked this out of the table last night. And you're wasting that. We talked this out of the table.
Oh, my.
Pulp Fiction did not play. It's like, what other idea was really good, but it just didn't work from a numbers standpoint?
I don't know, but you got really intense.
In your feels.
I still kind of like the Super Mario idea where we go as Mario and Luigi, they go as Wario and Waluigi, and you're Princess Peach. That's pretty good.
Talk about getting T-Bob in his feels. When I suggested that one of the people is Donkey Kong.
No, that wasn't feels. That was not feels. As I explained yesterday, that is just
in that conversation.
And then T-Bob started to explain, and Kevin was like, nope, and T-Bob did it anyways. I asked him today to re-explain to me what you said, and he was like, I don't know, something about it wasn't in the original. That's all he took away from what you said.
You just can't go. You can't just randomly throw Donkey Kong in a Mario themed costume party. Are they both Nintendo? Yes. Okay. But they don't actually, and even, granted, they do share the original Jumpman arcade cabinet together, but they don't really share universes. Donkey Kong never shows up in a Mario game. Mario never shows up in a Donkey Kong game. But team up there in Super Smash Brothers together. You're right, but that's its own thing. So if you throw Donkey Kong in there, then you got to throw a Link in there, and then you have to make it a Super Smash Brothers costume idea, which that could be great. I mean, we could still be a lot of the same characters. But if we go Mario, Luigi, Waluigi, Wario, and Peach, then no, there can be no Donkey Kong. I mean, these are just very basic rules. I'm shocked that I have to explain this again.
A lot of people saying Stranger Things.
Yep.
I actually don't hate that.
We
You
talked
shot
about it.
No, we didn't. Like, you kind of shut it down as soon as it came out of someone's. I think Katie suggested it
I
last
don't think
night.
I was alone in that.
I don't remember.
I don't mind Stranger Things.
I don't either. I'll be the curly
The
headed
amount
kid
of
with the
milk
trucker
toast
hat.
acquiescence I'm seeing out of you, Rivers, is BS. I don't mind Stranger Things means I don't really want to do Stranger Things, but I'm trying not to shoot down this idea out the gate. I mean, let's just call it where we see it.
I'm not gonna vote for Stranger Things, but I don't think but somebody, the team might.
Maybe. I know. Oh, man, I know Mario's.
I like this one
Donkey
from Jesse. Beastie Boys sabotage video characters.
I'm trying to think which one sabotage. I mean, obviously, I
Where
know the
they're
song.
cops.
Which video is it? Oh, where the cops got the sick mustache, like running around.
I just want a
70s.
mustache. That's what it
I was
really
about to
comes
say.
down to. I want a character that has a mustache. I said it
Mario?
last night. I'll say it again.
One of the Ghostbusters, Mario, TMNT. No, we would have masks on.
I think Beastie Boys is the play. That's my vote.
Okay, so you want that to be your official
Any version of Beastie Boys.
You want
is my
that to be
vote.
your official. Okay.
Yeah, Beastie Boys.
Okay. Rivers, what do you want your official nominee to be?
I think I got really into the Ninja Turtle thing.
Okay.
Danny kind of convinced me.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Go around the room, boys.
I was the first one to suggest Shrek, I believe.
Okay, I will support you on that. I don't need to nominate anything else. Daniel?
Pulp Fiction. No, I'm just kidding. No. Ninja Turtles as well.
Ninja Turtles as well. So Ghostbusters out. Nobody nominated Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I think we got. Yeah.
All right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shrek, or Beastie Boys. We will circle back around to this. All right. Rivs, what's up with Mississippi State? Who do y'all have this weekend?
Nobody.
Oh, you're off this weekend. Okay.
Well, what a great feeling. Just
Bye week
knowing
state.
that on Sunday we will not have lost a football game.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Like,
just won.
2 weeks
have
in a
some
No, that's not
excitement.
me.
I know.
That's not me making fun of y'all. That is just me being like,
No. I'm saying you
oh.
won. Like, enjoy that. Like,
She has no faith in her
you
team.
beat A&M on
She
the
has no
road.
faith in her team.
you live in a different LSU fandom world where you can be positive all the time. I am a Mississippi State.
You think the LSU world is positive?
I mean,
You can expect to win, I
Yes,
think
you
is what
can-
she
yes,
said.
that's what I mean. That's what I
I
mean.
was like,
I-
whoa.
I live-
That is not the case.
I have lived in a Mississippi State fandom world where at any given moment we can ruin everything. So, like, I can't get too comfortable. They keep me on my toes. So I like to celebrate these bye weeks.
You just got to listen to me. I told you last week
We're
the
watching-
defense was going to come through.
We're watching the game, and right in the middle, T-Bob sends me a text message. Or maybe it was like third quarter. Y'all got this.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
And I almost blocked T-Bob's number.
Wow. That's
You
so
can't do that.
Why not? Why not?
I felt like it was. I know your intentions were pure,
Yeah, very sincere. I genuinely like Mississippi State.
but it also felt a little bit like a jinx move.
Well, what happened? Was it a jinx move when I sent the text for the final possession, the defense would come through, and you were like, "Oh my God, what the hell?" And then they got a safety. I guess I was a jinx
That
in a
was
very
exciting.
positive way. I literally called exactly what was going to happen. So I'm going to need some same energy directed our way this weekend.
I'm into it.
As LSU gets ready to travel to Kentucky and
This is
take on the
my
Wildcats.
favorite kind of LSU team to cheer for.
Oh, because they're not that good?
Yeah, because like y'all aren't in my face about it, and you're not patting me on the head.
Oh, the wrestler ideas are pretty good here as well.
didn't
People
get
saying
that.
WWE ideas.
T-Bob loves
The
to
pat
give
on the
me
head.
the pat.
I would say
He called Mississippi State the Hufflepuff of football teams. One time.
Yeah, and if you're taking offense to that is very much a personal problem. There is nothing wrong with being Hufflepuff. Cedric Diggory's from Hufflepuff, and not only is he super hot, but he's a very talented wizard. He actually won the Tri-Wizard tournament.
Knew
And
that.
Hufflepuff, what are they known for? They're known for being fast and strong friends. I don't know. Does that sound like a bad thing to be? Somebody that's going to be there for your boys whenever you need it? Doesn't that sound great?
Who's LSU?
Wouldn't you want to be there with your boys?
Who's LSU? Uh-huh. You're going to say
I mean, there's
Gryffindor.
not a, well,
You're
that's
going to say it.
No,
and
well, that's
so
what I was going to
offensive.
say. There's not a great
I don't know
analog.
what the hell you
There's
are
not a great
talking about.
analog there because Alabama's Slytherin, obviously, right? I guess
Yes.
Vanderbilt or somebody is Ravenclaw. This year, Georgia would probably be your Gryffindor analog.
Basically,
unfortunately.
Gryffindor is going to be just like
They're the good
your
guys.
popular kid, your good guy,
Yeah.
always wins.
Yeah, well, maybe not always wins. I mean, Slytherin won the House Cup like 7 years in a row or something, but whatever. We don't need to go down any more nerd rabbit holes here.
I feel like we've lost Shay.
Yeah, okay.
But the whole segment.
Okay. So let's back it up from Harry Potter then. And we go a couple different directions here. We can look at the weekend slate of football games. We could talk about Fat Bear Otis, the Fat Bear King. We now have a winner. We haven't really talked to any Saints Washington football team yet. We kind of mentioned the pressure numbers earlier. Saints have been horrible at rushing the passer so far this season, literally dead last in the NFL. You should treat Taylor
with 3 first-round defensive ends.
Yeah.
I know one of them's hurt. Well, actually, 2 are hurt.
2
now.
hurt? Yeah, now 2 are hurt, right? Both. What did Dat Boy Wolf on Twitter calls him 2 first and who first? Marcus Davenport is 2 first.
I like the who first.
I mean, who
even
first
if he
is
ends up
so
being a good player,
dude.
we all went, who?
When Peyton Turner was drafted. Yeah, so Turner Davenport remaining out right now, which is disappointing. Cam Jordan's got a weird thing where he's like 30-something in the league in pressures, but in pressure rate, but he's actually 9th overall in just raw pressures. It's just that he plays every snap. Cam Jordan just doesn't come off the field. But look, the bottom line is you dominated Mac Jones, rookie quarterback. Taylor Heineke, Jake, how removed is he from being a rookie quarterback, right? Like,
yeah, that's fair.
You feel like him kind of the same way, right? So you got to get after that ass, make him uncomfortable. And chances are, I mean, I don't know. What do you think the Saints offense is going to do against
God, who knows?
Washington's defense?
I mean, you just really don't know. You don't know which team's going to show up offensively. You can explode and be efficient like you were in the first game. You can hold them to the football, make bad, turnover plays against Carolina. It's just you really don't know which team offensively is going to show up.
That's a good point.
I mean, it's a good defense. I don't think this defense for Washington is as good as we thought they would be.
Really?
They've given up some points when you watch the tape. The D-line is not creating the havoc that I thought they were. Not to say they're not good, but I thought they're going to be great. So, yeah, you got every opportunity to win this game.
And it's
you got to stop like Sean Payton. You got the yo-yos. I mean, it's cliche and it's like sports nerdy, but I understand what he was trying to say and get it, done with putting him in the locker.
Yeah, the only irony is he just kind of made them play like a yo-yo.
Yeah.
In an effort to get them to avoid the yo-yo situation, they ended up right back there. And when you look at both teams divisionally, they both can't afford to slip because Dallas actually looks legit, right? Unfortunately. So it looks like you're going to have to keep pace in the East now this year. I don't know if you're going to sneak in a division winner at like 9-8 like years past.
The Cowboys are good.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Oh,
Obviously,
that hurt.
Tampa's Tampa.
That hurt.
I know. Hey, at least, though, if nothing else, at least Dak's from Louisiana. I mean, I hate that he's with the Cowboys, but Louisiana guy.
Yeah, Louisiana guy.
Yeah, Louisiana guy.
Mm-hmm.
From
I know.
It's from Houghton, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
From Houghton, Louisiana.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, 3-1 great.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you think about Dak, you don't really have to think about college. You just think about kind of where his roots are and where he is now. And so the Cowboys going to be
I don't even really remember where he went to college.
I don't either.
I
know he played for the Houghton Buccaneers, though.
Oh, go Bucks. I've always said that.
I think there was a bunch of Mississippi State fans that were like all up in arms recently. I guess, they do, when they do the intro, they say where he went to school.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he's at his high school or something.
Yeah.
Like, sad about it.
I said the Sunset Acres Indians one time.
Right.
Oh, wow. Is that Little League? What age?
Yeah.
Like 5th grade?
That's who my dad coached me for.
Right.
Hell yeah.
That's who we
I
grew
think
up. That was our neighborhood.
If I had the opportunity, I would pick all the most obscure things I could for the intro.
I don't think anybody would ever accuse me of not loving LSU. So.
The neighborhood was called Sunset Acres?
Yeah, Sunset Acres.
Oh,
yeah.
that's excellent. That sounds like out like pure 1950s Americana, like white picket fences, like out of a Fallout.
Definitely
video
wasn't
game.
that, but it sounds great.
But it sounds that's why it's even more like that. Is that it was like, that's the idea in naming it Sunset Acres, but then it doesn't actually. It's like way more greasy than you think it would be.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, who's questioning Dak's Mississippi State fanhood?
Nobody.
You saw him at the Natty.
Wearing a bucket hat.
Yeah, you saw him at the Natty. Old boy gets down in Starkville. But again, the Saints, so same way Washington got to keep pace with Dallas. Obviously, the Saints got to keep pace with not just the Bucs, but like the Panthers. Look like they might be legit now. Like I said, the number 1 team in the NFL in terms of pressure rate. So what do you think? You think the Saints win? I got to be honest, y'all. I cannot make heads or tails of the NFL right now. I know it's always kind of like this every year, but like I've had years where I felt good and I've picked and had winning records after the season's done. I don't know that. I mean, I haven't touched it. I've only been gambling college this year. What do you think? You think they get Washington?
I do.
I mean, I can. Like, if you just pick a winner. I'll pick him. I'll pick the Saints just because how much more proven they are in terms of Sean Payton and the complete organization and franchise, and that Heineke's still second year.
Season has taught us anything. Up, down, up, down, up, down. This is an up week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So there we go.
That's a good point. Time
That's
for the
a
yo-yo.
really good way
Time for the yo-yo to
to
come.
look at it. Yeah.
Did y'all remember like flexing on kids with yo-yos back in the day?
I never
Definitely didn't do that.
Wow.
I never got into yo-yos.
You never like bragged about how long you could sleep that thing for? Like,
No.
watch this.
You and I had very different things that we thought were cool
Watch
in our
this.
upbringing.
You want to see this thing chill
You
for
weren't
like
hiding in your closet playing Pokemon?
No.
With a or whatever, with a
Yeah, it was
flashlight?
Pokemon. It was Pokemon.
Let Joey Hester come in there and I'm in the closet with a flashlight looking at Pokemon.
Somebody's earlier said they thought I said I was hiding in the closet with a flashlight, which might make more sense for a junior high T-Bob. But no, it was blue version. I was just playing with my Blastoise. Yeah, so I mean, look, I think if the Saints don't win on Sunday, then there's not reason for panic because you're going to get better as Mike Thomas and others return. But like on just balance, if you're trying to reach a record like 9-8, 10-7, this is one that you kind of have to have. So here's to hoping. Things always go weird against the Washington football team with this team too.
Oh, nice. We got somebody who went to Sunset Acres and played for my dad. See, there we go.
What?
They didn't have their real name, so I don't know who that is. But
Oh, yeah. Shout
It's
out.
our elementary school. Yeah.
Joey Hester. Do the Breakfast Club for Halloween. Heath Hamilton says we already did it. And it was great when we did it. Dak Prescott was born in Calcasieu Parish. Okay, right on. This is Go Pokes. Is that an Oklahoma State fan in the chat? Just Blanchard saying Cobra Kai Karate Kid theme. I have not seen Cobra Kai. Have y'all?
I have not. I started watching it.
So everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Supposed to be incredible. You didn't like it?
I mean, no, it was fine.
Okay.
First season was good. The rest of the show is awful.
There you go. So no Cobra Kai.
I like Cobra Kai. I like all seasons. Danny, I don't know what he's
I
talking about.
figured Jay was going to say he liked it.
Dude, you know, like if it happened in the 80s, like you know me, I've got a soft spot for it. And even though it's bad acting at most times, I'm still going to enjoy it.
That's why I
like
liked the first season, because the first season like talked about the rivalry between Daniel and the other guy. I forgot his name.
God, Daniel's such a bad character in the Cobra Kai.
Is it just the acting is bad?
Yeah,
Or which is weird. What else
Ralph
was he
Macchio
in?
or whatever? What's his
Outsiders.
name?
Macchio?
Ralph Macchio. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Outsiders.
Yeah.
Great movie.
You think he just is
My
acting?
cousin Vinny.
Is acting just something you lose?
He lost it.
I don't
It's
know.
not like riding a bike.
I have no idea. All right, when we get back here on OTB, let's talk about the Fat Bear champion Otis, more sports and other shenanigans. We'll continue to drink champagne. And then we got the Degeneration Dome coming up where I got to confront Ott for making fun of me for something that I said and he thought I wasn't going to hear about it. Off the bench, more next. 104.5 ESPN.
OTB, OT.
Go to advantaclean.com. Advantaclean.com. ADVANTA clean.com. Okay. McNeese State Cowboys. That makes sense. Go Poke. Shut up.
Yeah. He said parish. He didn't say county. So that's not.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's a good call. Go to Advantaclean for all your fire damage, water damage, mold damage. One call to solve it all. 369-5228. You already know what I mean by that. What I mean is they fix it, they document it, they deal with the insurance company for you. You're a business owner. Get in touch with them, Jake. They can put a free response plan in place so that you're back immediately. Go to advantaclean.com. Advantaclean.com.
Advantaclean.com is the site, T. Remember, if you have a business and you want to get it sanitized, they can do that. They come out. It's a very quick and simple process. Also, if you own a business, they can get that plan in place. No missed days, which means no missed revenue. And if you own a business, you know why that is important. So go ahead, make that call today, and also check out advantaclean.com.
we opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Thanks, you're ready. Yardbirds up. Veggie's in the window.
Barbecue guys, born to grill.
Pops, how many steaks you want?
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for a Football Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hours return. We'll have Phil Steele previewing the biggest games. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
2021 has come with its fair share of challenges, but 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Citizens Bank and Trust want to make things a little easier on your budget by making your groceries for an entire year a $4,800 value. And even if you don't win the grand prize, we're awarding second chance prizes of $150 gift cards to High Neighbor Supermarkets. It's the free groceries for a year sweepstakes powered by Citizens Bank and Trust, High Neighbor, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Register now at 1045ESPN.com.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. So last week we talked about Fat Bears and the Fat Bear competition that was going on in the Kodiak. And, Bears bulking up for winter, putting on mass. But it
Not
looks
unlike
like...
us.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, like we talked about last
I love
week.
when winter comes around.
It would be awesome to get to just sleep for 2 months. It'd be great. But
sounds miserable.
Long live the king. Otis
is
your 2021 Fat Bear Week champion, a 25-year-old grizzly bear. Look at this absolute unit here, Jake. I mean, 25 years old. He beats out the young guns. Check this out. This is
He
Otis.
looks like an old guy.
This is Otis's 4th Fat Bear title.
Of course it is.
I mean, let's go, Otis.
He looks like an old pro.
The 4-time fatty champ. You're a legend, Otis. Number 1 in my heart.
I don't know if there's much else I can say about fat bears because we really did talk about it a long time last week.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you're interested,
what I miss?
If you're interested,
Tell me
in
everything.
I know. If you're interested in it, there's an article that just came out, and I'll have to look it up.
If you're intrigued about fat bears.
Yeah, if you are into fat bears, there's a sliding scale for every single bear that was up for the king fat bear, and you can slide it and see where they started, their skinny bodies, and then how they ended up, and it is incredible.
So this is pretty wild. Apparently, most of the bears only live in this reservation to be about. Oh wow, look at that growth. That's incredible. He has been putting on mass, dude. He's been in the gym for sure.
In the gym.
But Otis, so most bears, it looks like in this reservation actually die between 20 and 30 years old.
Oh.
So Otis is but he's like an 80-year-old that's like still in great shape, just out eating all these young guns. Shout out Otis. So by the way, that 4th title, unprecedented in the Fat Bear Championships.
Wow.
He is the Tom Brady of Fat Bears. Right now, let's get ready for the weekend, man.
This is what you missed last week.
What?
As we slide. 4 championships, right? Why not?
Yeah.
As we slide into the weekend, presented by Smalls Sliders. We love Smalls Sliders. In fact, Rivs.
I was about to say, when are you guys going to share your sliders with me?
You share yours.
You have to serve us.
Yeah, you have to go
tray,
pick them up.
Yeah, a party tray of Smalls next
I'll
Friday.
go pick them up if you'll let me eat some.
Actually, that makes the most sense because then you can go pick them up while we're doing the show, and then you can come here next Friday.
Yep, I love eating burgers.
Yeah, who doesn't?
9 a.m.
Actually,
they're actually sliders.
Or sliders.
Smalls has kind of become a sneaky little pregame meal for your boy lately.
Has it?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, a little Saturday treat.
Smalls, after the games, Cody and I do the Hurry Up podcast.
Yeah.
So it's like 1:30 typically. And I have to go down Nicholson to get to my house. The amount of college kids at Small Sliders, it stays up until 2.
Yeah. It stays popping.
They slinging those sliders.
I mean, bro, remember how crazy Akasha used to get back in the gap after the bars got out? Like, Smalls is hitting for sure. Rohit Kalava says, T-Bob, you should enter next year. Oh, you're talking about the Fat Bear Championship.
Without question. I knew exactly what I was talking about.
Oh, wow. What are y'all doing this weekend?
I'll be in Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
We're leaving, I think, like around 2 o'clock. Going to get there at 6:30. Got dinner plans. And then just going to hang out in Lexington all day because the game's a 6:30 game. It's one of, if not my favorite SEC trip. Love Lexington. Great town. So looking forward to it. Going to hang out. Got some horse races on Saturday.
Yeah,
might try to take. Might try to take some of those in on Saturday with the late game.
That'd be awesome.
So.
You going to go to Distillery?
I think I'm going to spend more time at the horse track.
Okay, right on.
That might be smart. That might be the move.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the distillery before I have to call a game. That would be good.
I have been to a lot of SEC schools, but I have not been to Kentucky. So
I never have either.
And I had not thought about it, but that's a good point. It's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Been in
around
the
it.
state of Kentucky, actually.
Really?
Athens and Lexington are
Athens.
1A and 1B for me.
Been in Athens
Athens
quite
is
a bit.
incredible.
Quite
Although
a
I
bit.
will say, I felt like when we were in Athens, everywhere we walked was uphill. Everywhere. Even when we were
it's very
walking
hilly. It's very
downhill, I felt like we
you're
were
getting-
somehow walking uphill.
You're getting into North Georgia Mountains territory a little bit there.
And that was college, so I was probably super hungover.
The Cannon got arrested in Athens back in the
Oh.
day, then got out of it, but that's a story for another time. What you got, Rivs? What you doing this weekend?
I don't have any plans, and I feel pretty good about it. Sometimes when you're a parent, it feels nice to not have anything to do.
It's utopia.
Watching football tomorrow, you know.
Boys, real quick.
A little broadcasting, a little Friday Night Lights tonight. Denham
yeah.
Springs and Central.
Go
away
Jackets.
Game. Yeah, go Jackets.
Sing 'em.
Don't say that
I
too
was a-
loud.
I was a jacket.
G-Rush might come in here. They're going against Central.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
shout out to Ashley. She's been helping me out, setting up and stuff.
I'm
But
OTBR
Nice.
everything.
yes,
Screw
and
Central.
and Saturday we got a baby shower for my sister. A lot of effort has gone into this party.
congrats. There you
We'll
go.
see a lot of family. Looking forward to it.
That's
Very
awesome.
sweet. What about you, Danny?
I'll be in New Orleans.
No.
But
Weird.
I work the LSU game.
You'll be in
studio
New
here.
Orleans?
Yes.
Weird.
Never.
So
Shocking.
Who would have imagined Danny in New Orleans?
Greg asked me, why did you not go to UGA? We know you were a Dogs fan.
You grew up an LSU fan.
I know,
didn't you?
Rohit. I'm sorry I absolutely obliterated your name. I apologize. Yes, he's trolling. I grew up a massive LSU fan. That's why I actually didn't go to Athens, because I used to love going to party up there, but there was only one school that I was ever going to go to, and that was LSU. Thanks for asking, guys, for my weekend plans.
Well, you're the host.
You're the host.
I don't
tell
think
us all the time.
I don't think that's how this works, but that's fine.
Hey, T-Bob, what are you doing this weekend?
You know what?
Yeah.
Dude, thank you for asking,
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah, weird, man.
Nothing.
Yeah.
All right, that's Sliders of the Weekend, presented by Small Sliders. Coming up next, Don Juan Whiskey Wine. You already know the deal, right? Be there Saturday. All right, next, Degeneration Dome and the standings have been shaken up quite a bit. Look for it on the other side. Off the bench. More next.
OTB, OT.
Go to All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Baton Rouge?
Baton Rouge? I love All-Star Toyota, obviously. They love OTB, and so that was always that was a great start to our relationship. But then, after I'd pushed my kind of vehicles to the limit and I needed new ones, it was All-Star that solved my problems, right? I got incredible deals on my old vehicles, which led to being able to get nice new ones. And, well, that 2020 Toyota Sienna minivan, you already know how much I love that. I never would have thought that I'd be leasing a Camry, and it fits, and it's been great, and I love it. And I only found that answer because I went in to see the good people at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Now's a perfect time to trade in and get a new vehicle. It's also the perfect time every single day to rent a Toyota. Check it right there on the homepage, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. Per day pricing. Remember, 2-hour minimum. So even if you only need it for a couple hours, if you need it for half a day, like you can do that as well. allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside, off the bench, Hunt and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country.
It's week 6 in the prep football season, and we get you started Friday with Louisiana Prep Preview at 6. Catholic High and East Ascension kick off at 7, immediately followed by a full 2 hours of Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on YouTube, CST, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yeah! For the first time, it's going down history, baby. New 3-6 Mafia, featuring 8-Ball and MJG, Young Buck. It's a Tennessee thing. We gotta stay. Till I die. I gotta stay. Till I die. I gotta stay.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Back, OTB, and right now it is time for a brand new weekly edition of the D-Generation Dome. This is season 2, and following another 2-1 week for Megan making money, combined with a 1-2 week for Oshner, there is now a tie atop the leaderboard as the doctors from Oshner said they're 9-3. Megan right behind at 9-3. Unfortunately, those are the only winning records in the Dome. After that, myself, Rivers, and Jake, the 3 members right here, very appropriate. We are all 6-6, and Aunt Father, after an 0-3 week, has dropped to 5-6-1, and Mincy, after an 0-3 week, has dropped to 5-7. You hate to see it when the 2 pros are at the bottom. It's just so disappointing. What's up, boys? What's going on, everyone? How you doing today?
Who wants to go first?
I'm doing good. I'm in Vegas, just waking up here for getting ready for the World Series Poker 1500 Millionaire Maker, but I'm having a blast out here.
That was a little troll job by me there to get everybody talking once. Yeah, Mincy, I see the Destroyers back on the poker table. Want you to keep those good vibes going, okay? Megan, do you have anything to say now that you are tied with the medical professionals at the top?
Oh, no, I'm just going to keep my head down and fix and, win the stuff.
Megan, we might be having some phone problems, so we're going to let you, Mario, do you want to try to hang up and call her back? Okay, we'll start with Oshner. Oshner has Michigan State. I'm going to go through all of Oshner's picks since they're on the phone right now. But Dr. Sean Bradley, Dr. Burnham have turned in their picks. Michigan State -5.5. I believe they have Rutgers. Texas +3 in the Red River rivalry. And then, of course, how about this one? Florida -39 against Vandy. That is a big number. Otter, do you have anything to say for yourself after an 0-3 week? A week in which you criticized me saying that LSU is good at every position group except for O-line.
Wait. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Okay, so where are they bad? Where else are they bad? Where are there not NFL players at the other position groups?
Running back.
Okay.
Running back?
So you don't think Kiner or Goodwin or any of them are good? So that's the one. The position that is most tied to the bad group, the offensive line, that's the one bad spot. Where are the other bad spots?
T-Bob, you mentioned Kiner. How many? So he's your guy.
No. I'm not. I don't need to defend running back. I don't need to defend running back here. You can't run behind this offensive line. Where else are they bad?
How many rushes does he have a game? If that's your guy, you hanging your hat on?
Your point is bad. Your point is bad. There's NFL players at literally every other position group.
This is not a talented team. I mean,
you are so outside of your mind if you think it's not a talented team when Jaquelin Roy is literally a top 5 defensive tackle pass rusher in the country right now.
This was a program that for 5 years straight had the most players in the NFL on active rosters. And, now they're at 3, behind Bama and Ohio State. This roster, this team is not going to have a ton of guys drafted. So we'll see when it's done.
Yeah, we will see when it's done. When literally all these freshman receivers end up around. Time will be my friend.
That's the most talented part of the team.
Time will be my friend on this one. The D line. Damone Clark's making himself an NFL pick. I don't know.
How many linebackers?
Damone Clark will play in the NFL.
Damone Clark will play in the NFL.
Okay.
100%. Averaging 10 tackles a game. All right, now that I had to deal with Ott's horrible takes, let's go ahead and get into these picks. Megan, are you back?
I'm back. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, can hear you great. Okay, pick number 1. You're up.
Pick number 1. I I took them at 1.5, but I think they're at 2, so that's, what I'm getting them at the Division Dome. But look, the Saints, they're good one week, they're bad one week. They're good one week, they're bad one week. Guess what? They lost last week. They're going to be good this week. The Washington football team's defense is not as good as everyone says they have been or said they would be. I like the Saints. Saints D has been keeping us in the game. Give me who dat minus the 2 at the Washington football team.
All right, Mincy, who you got?
I'm going with Carolina Panthers by 3 at home over Philly on the bounce back. I know Carolina lost to Dallas last week. Both Philly and Carolina lost to Dallas last 2 weeks. But I think Carolina's actually pretty good. I don't believe in Philadelphia right now. They had a fluke. They hammered Atlanta week 1, but it seems like it's falling apart. I don't know the Nick Sirianni. I don't have a lot of faith in really anything they're doing. So I'm going to go with Carolina.
I'm going with Georgia. I've missed the boat here 2 weeks in a row, and I'm not going to miss it a third week, right? They cover 35 against Vandy? Easily covered last week. Give me Georgia minus the 15.5. Otter, dead last place. Otter, what you got?
I'm not in dead last.
Oh, yeah, my bad. You're actually second to last. That's on me.
Hey, look. You've been inaccurate a lot on your takes. It's all right.
What you got?
All right. The Chargers, baby, the Chargers. They go on the road and beat Kansas City in overtime, okay? So big win. So what they do, they follow it up with another road win, yes, because the Raiders had way more fans than them at their home stadium on Monday night. And so here they go again against, I think, the best 4-game sample size that I've seen in the NFL, because the Cleveland Browns have played a couple of really high-quality quarterbacks. I like Cleveland plus the 2.5 in this spot. A little fatigue for the Chargers here. I love Herbert. I love their Chargers team. That was fun to watch. I had a Monday night. But, man, it's just game after game. This more usually more of a college angle, but I'm thinking in the NFL, Cleveland plus 2.5.
Riffs.
So I decided on all my picks last night after 2 superior margaritas.
Hell yeah.
And I wrote them all down in my notes app. I'm going to read this one exactly how I wrote it.
Okay.
Falcons versus Jets. First of all, they are blessing us with Hangover Sunday football.
Okay.
Praise be. But the Falcons are going to make you sad because I'm taking them -3.
That's not a blessing at all. That's like literally the worst possible.
It rhymes. I wrote a poem accidentally.
That sounds horrible.
It was really bad, but I will stand by my 2 superior margarita picks.
Okay.
So
okay.
Falcons
Jake,
-3.
what you got first?
Yeah,
pick?
my NFL pick is Carolina, also -3 versus Philly. Carolina's a better football team here. Philly looks like they're about to spiral into the team we thought they would be. You get a nice win week 1, but it turns out it was just a horrible Falcons team. Philly's not any good. I like Carolina.
Okay, so the 318 boys rolling together right now with Panthers -3.
Great.
Megan, give me your final 2 picks. We'll go ahead and do final 2 here since I wasted time yelling at Otter.
That's great because I was going to do that anyway because I'm also on the Panthers and I'm on the Browns.
Oh, wow. Okay.
God.
Jeez. So
The Browns are going to lose. All you Charger haters, I can't wait till Monday.
Okay, what were you saying, Megan?
Sorry.
I said no one needs to say, "Oh gosh, I'm 9-3." So whoever was opening
No.
their mouth
I
to,
said that
oh
because
gosh,
everybody had Carolina.
Megan, that was last place Mincy. That was, dude, y'all can take that
There's
up.
only 3 of us that have Carolina, man. See, there's like 10 people in the gym now, so we're good.
Okay, Mincy, so again, Mincy's out there killing the poker game, gearing up for the main event, World Series of Poker. The Destroyer is back. Mincy, what are your final 2 picks this week?
I'll take the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, and I don't know if it's 2.5 or 3 against Buffalo. I think they got to keep winning. They're 2-2. They bounced back strong last week. They got to get to 3-2.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to back the Bayou Bengals. Give me Joe Burrow +3, the Bengals +3 at home against Green Bay. And Megan, that was not directed at your pick. That was directed to a bunch of us at Carolina. I have the utmost respect for you and the fact that you're a 4-game.
Thank you, Mincy. I appreciate that.
No, wait, Mitch, you're the defending champ, dude. You can't kowtow to this girl. Come on, dude.
Hey, we're just gentlemen in the 318, okay?
The funniest part is 5 and 7 would have been leading last year.
That is sad but true. I'm just glad we've got 2 people above 500 right now. Shout out to the doctors. Otter, final 2 picks.
Second to last place, Otter.
Yes, my bad. You're right.
Up there you go. Kansas City and Buffalo, good one here. Buffalo defense actually playing a little bit better now. They've gone against some weak offenses as well. especially Davis Mills in Houston last week. But I'm taking Buffalo. It's gone up to 3 now. Everybody was waiting for that 3 last night for Seattle. Did pop to a couple of places, but I'm taking that hot number, Buffalo plus 3.
Okay.
Kansas City on that defense got a lot of holes this year, man.
Final pick. Go ahead and give me your final one, Honor.
What's that?
You said Buffalo plus 3, and then what else?
Yeah, Calvin Ridley staying home. So is Russell Gage. The Atlanta Falcons just in. They got problems. So, hey, Jets. Yes, it'll be a lively crowd in England on Sunday morning. Get up early. And look, 2 margaritas. Come on, rookie.
I know. I'm not proud of it. I'm not.
Jimmy Ott set us up, by the way. Like, shout out to the Yacht Father.
Bro, Otter shout out to the Yacht Father. Got us table and everything. But Otter, you have a problem. You keep gambling you keep betting on the Jets. Have you won one Jets bet that you've made this year?
Yes, last week.
Sunday?
Oh, okay. My bad.
They beat.
Well, he didn't take him. He didn't take him last week.
T-Bob, forget the facts, baby. Just
No. You be quiet because you did not take them last week. You went 0-3. Rivers, final 2 picks.
Oklahoma, Texas. I think Oklahoma's going to win their 4th in a row. Oklahoma minus 3.5.
Okay.
And I'm going to ride or die with Ole Miss this year. I keep doing it.
Wow.
I can't count on them to cover the spread. I can't count on them not to. But I think that if Matt Corral can throw less interceptions than he did last year, maybe we can do this minus 5.5.
Oh wow! Did you just drop a we in relation?
Yeah, me and Mitch, we're in this together, right?
Okay, that's I don't know.
Okay.
Weird. This is getting a little weird for me. Jake, what you got? Final 2 picks.
I like Stanford plus 13 at Arizona State. Stanford has been up and down, but I think they're starting to figure out exactly who they want to be. They've already kind of beat the expectations coming into the season. I think their win total, it might have been like 3.5 or 4 or something extremely low. I like Stanford. They just beat Oregon. I don't think Arizona State is exactly the team that we thought they would be either. 13 points is a lot for Stanford, so I like them plus 13. And I'm going to take the sucker bet, Bama minus 17.5 at Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a bad football team. Alabama's been hearing about Texas A&M for a full year of how this game was going to be the game they had circled. It's flexed to primetime on CBS. It's in College Station. The Yell Eaters, we've practiced so much at midnight. Doesn't matter. Bama's going to roll.
Dude, oh my God. Yeah, I can't wait till A&M's 0-3 this week, and it's going to be fantastic.
You're going to be 0-3 in the SEC.
All right, I'll give you all my picks. We can let everybody go first. Megan, thank you so much. Otter, have a great day. Football Friday coming up right after this show ends. Real quick, Mincy, what's going on with the World Series of Poker, bruh?
Man, so played 4 events. I'm 2 for 4. Not too bad for the old dog coming back. Playing the $1,500 Millionaire Maker today, but feeling a lot of momentum. And we've got a fun storyline quickly, but Dave Portnoy went real hard at Nate on it, saying that poker not relevant. I'm having to prove the second time I had to prove Dave college baseball is relevant, and now it's time to prove the World Series of Poker is relevant. So far, so good. I'm getting a lot of support.
There you go, dude. Mincy, Megan, Otter, I love you all. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, my final picks.
Maybe they wanted to hear them.
What's that?
Yeah.
Maybe they wanted to hear your picks.
I felt like he cut them off so like if they're bad, they didn't hear them. And, like, ridicule
No, I'm
them.
going 3 favorites. I had UJ minus 15.5, Iowa minus 1, BYU minus 6. Easy money. Easy money. Favorites on deck. That's the Degeneration Dome. We'll see who's in the lead next week. Coming up next, we close out the show with a little Ask the Bench.
OTB, OT.
Go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org. 925-8552 is the number. 925-8552. Any plumbing issues that you have, you already know where you want to go. You want to go to Central Plumbing. They've been, it doesn't matter. It's not just residential, though. That's what I use it for.
Is it commercial too, T?
You know what? You could actually say it's commercial too. Like, let's say you have a, I don't know, like an office building or something, or maybe you're like a part of an owner of a local sports bar and bistro. I don't know how these things work. And your bathroom plumbing, like you need plumbing to cook food, right? You need Central Plumbing.
You absolutely do. You need to cook the food. You also need to keep your your guest happy.
Yes.
Like they got to be able to
pretty mad.
Yeah, they got to be able to do that. So Central Plumbing can handle anything you need. As you see there on the commercial, they've got the fleet. They're ready for any problem you might have. Not too big, right? They're going to be able to handle anything you throw their way. 225-925-8552 is that 24/7 emergency service number. Don't forget, also online is centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at patientplusuc.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back North Airway off of Airline Highway.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a...
Join us for a Football Friday edition of Hunt and Hill. Tom Hart will be on the call from Lexington. He joins us, and we're looking at Saints and football team. Noon to 2 weekdays, Hunt and Hill, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
I'm in the Blinding Lights video.
It's true.
I'm definitely a better dancer than Danny.
I don't know about that.
Definitely better than Mario. Definitely better than you. Jake's the only one that I'm
Mario,
worried about.
Danny, y'all are used. What are y'all's go-to dance moves?
T-Bob, can you do salsa or bachata?
I can do salsa.
No, you cannot.
I
guarantee you
I bet
cannot
T-Bob
do
can.
salsa.
I learned the
That
basic.
seems like the kind of thing T-Bob can
I
do.
learned the basic salsa steps at a Knock Knock event from my boy Van Vo, who owns Little Wars and teaches dancing. So joke's on you.
Well, I like this
so you
question.
know the basic dancing.
I like
Danny,
this question.
do you know how to salsa?
Yes, I've been doing this since I was like 5.
Really?
I would love to watch Danny salsa.
Thank you, Mario. Your personality
you
is
live in
entirely
Mexico,
too
bro.
shy to get out
T-Bob,
there and salsa.
all right, Mario's not Mexican, so he doesn't know about the salsa culture. In Mexico.
I still can't picture you doing a salsa
Mario
dance.
does traditional
get very
Guatemalan
heated back
dances.
there.
Called his culture into question.
He does
No,
traditional Guatemalan
it's-
dances.
It's big in Mexico. Mexico salsa is huge in Mexico.
The only
I-
traditional
Huge.
dance I do is a New Orleans bounce. That's my go-to
Oh,
to answer.
there you go.
I
Jacob's,
like that.
Martin.
Well, no, that was the
Go,
question. I like
go.
Jake's question. So, as the young people in the room, like, what are the dance moves? Like, what's your go-to dance move?
I'm the wrong person to ask, but as I said, I usually just shimmy my shoulders a little bit.
I love a good shoulder shimmy.
That's all it is.
Danny, what are you doing?
The Dougie.
The Dougie. I would love to see Danny do the Dougie. More than the salsa.
Tebow, how are you going to hate on the Dougie?
I love the Dougie. I just want to see you do it.
I just don't love like pre-planned dance moves. You just got to combine.
No, she asked me a question. I answered.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think you're really out there in wrought iron doing the
No,
Dougie.
I'm not. But
You're
that's just like
the dance floor.
It's like the.
By the way, this Ask the Bench has been brought to you by Cold Coors Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Wheat. I hope we beat Kentucky.
Here's to beating Kentucky.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Screw
Cheers
you,
to beating
Lexington,
Kentucky.
you bums.
You're a great city, but
T-Bob
you're not winning.
I hate Kentucky.
All
I've
right,
always
go
said
to
that.
the App Store and download the DraftKings app. So you got baseball tonight, you got college football, you're going to have certainly a slate on Saturday and Sunday. It's always something different. Also soccer, all right? If you want to create a lineup against Team Mexico and then Canada's players last night, you could have done that as well. So many different options over at DraftKings. Remember, you don't get stuck with your lineup for a full season. It is daily fantasy for a reason. So if you don't win, you can create a new one. But if you do win, you can create another winner the next day, T-Bob. It's the best part about it.
Yeah, it's you were talking the other day about how much you've been loving little DraftKings Sunday action.
Yep.
And look, I have never loved fantasy football, but really the main reason why is I hate being locked into the draft. I hate doing the waiver wire. Like I hate all that stuff, right? So that's what's so awesome about DraftKings. You just pick a team and you roll for that day. Remember, use the promo code Baton Rouge, promo code Baton Rouge, promo code Baton Rouge. Not only does that help us out, but you get free chance to win millions of dollars. DraftKings promo